Hey, while we're waiting, LPTV, which is Libertarian Party Television on YouTube, they are having in 2 days. It says June 18th at 5 p.m. They are having a salute to Juneteenth. If you don't know what Juneteenth is, then I'm probably going to go over that on Friday, Juneteenth. So that'll be my Friday stream, is going to be talking about the events that led up to Juneteenth, the celebration, and what's going on with that. So, but the LPTV is actually doing, and they're going to have like a whole panel of black libertarians talking about it and sharing their thoughts and beliefs and stuff. So it's going to be really good. I will post the link to it here in chat, and I'll also post the link to it in the description. So that link is up in the description if you want to check it out. It's coming up in 2 days. I invite you to like and subscribe to Libertarian Party's YouTube channel. They don't post a whole lot. They do a lot of live videos and stuff. That's where our convention stuff will be held too. So
it's charged. I was looking for your power box.
There's a plug down there somewhere.
I was looking for this guy.
So that link is up. Yeah, the LPTV is doing a salute to Juneteenth. You know what Juneteenth is, right?
I don't.
You don't know what Juneteenth is?
I'm so out. What is it?
It's the day that they celebrate the end of slavery.
Okay. I thought you were talking on Libertarian. Yes,
no,
something to do with Libertarian.
I think I saved a link to it. So anyways, I'm just saying that on Friday. Friday is actually Juneteenth. And that my stream's going to be about Juneteenth and some different aspects of slavery and the end of slavery and some of the things that came out of it. And it was quite a while before the word that slavery ended actually reached Texas. So the actual official end of slavery is when it was finally reached, I think, Galveston, Texas on June 19th. And that's when the last slave was freed in the country. And the events that kind of happened afterwards, like there was a lot of people, it was a real sigh of relief for a lot of people. And then it was a, total outrage for a lot of people.
Interesting.
So it's a lot of history in that. So I'm looking forward, because I haven't done all the research. I've read a couple articles about it, and I kind of know some stuff from history. And
my college paper was on that, so I did a thesis on that. So that was
on slavery or the end of slavery.
What went on in slavery? Because a lot of people know about the lynch. I just kind of did a whole research on, I guess, the inner working. A lot of people, they hear about the rape, they hear about the stripings, but there was a lot that went on with regards to not just slaves being sold, but we're talking about from the kids to the even in the army, even with I know a big part of it was just the lies. I mean, a lot of them when they came back after slavery, after fighting, they were promised their freedom, and it was a lie. It was a lie. They didn't get free. They were promised. They were told by by their government, you fight in this war. We promise your freedom, and a lot of them came back, and some of the recorded statements that the slave owners said is what was on my report, and about you're never coming up from under our arms and whatnot. But I did. It was, and then from the different medals and badges, they fought, and they fought, and then the white people, they got their badges, they got their medals, and the slaves, they some of them never got it. Now it was
about 150 years later, a lot of them started receiving.
That's what I was about to say. They actually started giving them. Afterwards, but the lies and the manipulation that went into.
And that's the thing is, can you imagine what I mean, all we know
It
is
was
what.
hurtful.
All we know is really what has been recorded.
Been recorded.
You know, so you can imagine how much worse it probably was that we don't even know about. How
Right.
you know the atrocities and stuff, and how much was actually covered, and even the heroic stuff. You know, that was achieved, and you know, inventions, and you know, who knows the massive amount of stuff that we will never know that was contributed to this society, you know, by the African slaves, and that was even taken away from them. Besides just their freedom, I mean, like you know, the stuff like you're talking about, the medals and stuff. Can you imagine how many heroic deeds were just covered up, or possibly even shifted to a white person? You know, like he charged.
That's in some of the
he charged
records,
the battery
man.
or whatever, but we're gonna give somebody else credit for
From
it.
a slave, one of the last living slaves, because she had a book. What was during that time, one had said that they had told a story. She had came back from war, and they were promised money. They were promised money too. They were supposed to get money and stuff too. She was saying that her slave master, because she had inquired about, when do slaves were going to get her money, and the slave master was so mad that she would have the audacity as a slave to want money. She had said that he had brought 5 slaves and said that he was going to give them their money, and he said he gave them each 3 nickels. 3 nickels. He's like, you all wanted your money, here you go. And he gave them all 3 nickels. And then she said he forced them to swallow them. She said they had to swallow. She said he said, now you want it so bad, you're slave. What are you gonna do with the money? And he gave this speech. You don't need the money. All you slaves do is eat up the money around here. I have to pay for you all. So now it's since we eat up his money, now you're gonna see what it's like to get your own money eaten. So he made them swallow and eat the nickels and quarters and whatnot. So
this was after they were freed.
Yep.
So they weren't slaves anymore.
They weren't slaves.
So why were they listening?
They were still had that
programming.
It was. And there's so many. It's a mess, man. I'm not swallowing a quarter. Can you imagine?
Nickel's poison.
Yeah. And there's a lot more, but some of the inner workings and. That's why.
Did you see this one?
That's why I said it got so. 250. They got. All this time. Shoot.
Oh, all that talking. You weren't even live yet. Your mama would have been so proud of you if she would have heard all that speech.
Yeah.
About your thesis on slavery. But then she's probably heard it before.
Dude, she knows.
No, that wasn't what I was looking for.
She knows, but yeah, it's a hard one, man. I was hoping that we could later, but if you already got a topic, but.
No, that's on Friday. I'm going to talk about all that.
Okay, no,
So
that's what. No, that was
Juneteenth.
something I was going to. It was another topic. I was hoping we do a cast on, and that was the. Have you heard the Rashad Brooks?
Oh, the guy who got in Florida, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida, in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got shot. They said he got shot in the back.
Yeah,
But then they said he was pointing a taser.
He was.
He was pointing.
There's
shot in the
so
back while pointing a taser.
There's so much. I seen the tape.
I haven't seen the tape. I didn't see the tape on that one.
Yeah, there's a lot.
He was drunk and
it's a whole podcast on it.
Like everything was cool until they tried to arrest him. I don't know if you want to talk about this now.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole,
because
because I had a lot. I know what we want. I like to. There's a lot involved in that, and we would need to see the video and show the video.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and there's because
I read about
it's
it.
not like George Floyd. George Floyd, it was perfect, and there was no room for them to say. No room for anyone, whether it's the government, the president, the CEOs of these companies.
Nothing
there was
they can do.
no room. Everyone had to get on board with black. But this, it was a bit messy, but still,
They got that. You know,
you need to get on board. But still, you should be getting on board. I woke up.
So again,
But-
was he wrong?
He was.
Did he deserve to die?
And he did not deserve to die.
That's that's kind of the point we're getting at. And
But then you got all these-
it's the same thing. It's
But
that
it's so
culture.
funny
It's the
because-
de-escalation of force.
But it's so funny because now you got all the cops they're speaking. Now these same cops that were on the Black Lives Matter, his lives didn't matter because apparently it's not safe in America to be drunk.
So he was guilty. So it's now a capital crime to be drunk and black. To be drunk
it's
and
not safe.
black.
Yeah, and this is what, and like I said, we'll probably should do. That's why I was gonna send it to you on last night and say, hey, what do you think about this? Do we want to do this on Friday? I didn't know that was Friday. That was
Juneteenth,
Juneteenth.
But I mean, that might be something we could cover too. I don't know how much I don't think Juneteenth will cover that much.
Yeah, because
but yeah, we should talk about.
I had some heavy feelings on it. I mean, because
I did do a little bit on Breonna Taylor.
Because
before
it's not perfect, and now
it's just. I mean,
it's so different now. The outrage.
Can we go back to Rodney King? I mean, we can go back to Rodney King and talk about that one too. How they just beat that guy up.
Yeah,
he was just guilty of being black and big.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Dave. See, and people are saying I can find myself about to go off now, but people whenever this blood and this emotion start, but the thing is that now everyone is saying, well, if he wasn't drunk, well, if he didn't point that taser at them, and this is the problem, Dave. The ifs keep changing for us. This
if the cop shifted his,
if
he had a taser. He shifted his taser into his left hand so he could draw his gun. So why didn't he just shoot his taser whenever the guy pointed a taser at it? It could have been a taser fight, you know what I mean? And hopefully the cop's a better shot than a drunk civilian.
It's crazy.
With a taser, you know what I mean? They could be a better shot with it. And then if the guy missed with the taser, he still had another cop with him. You know what I mean? I know there's a lot to process, but I mean that's why cops get, that's why you become a cop. So because hopefully you can process that information at critical moments like that, so you don't make a mistake and take somebody's life when they don't deserve it. The only time that I think it's necessary to take somebody's life is when there's a life being threatened. You know what I mean? So that's every time I see something like this, I think to myself, is there a life being threatened? Especially when you're drawing a firearm and going to shoot somebody. I'm a concealed carry, and I conceal carry everywhere. So, I mean, and that's always going through my mind, is anytime something happens, that's the first I'm going to ask myself, is a life being threatened? Because if there's no life being threatened, you don't have a right to draw your firearm. You don't. And that's the same thing that applies to cops, to police.
So
was there a life being threatened by this drunk guy running away with a taser?
The chief of police and everyone, they're all like, well, if he didn't have the taser, our cops would not have did that. If he didn't do this, and that's what I was just getting, I was like, the ifs keep changing. You tell us, okay, if we wasn't black, if we didn't have a taser, if we didn't have a hoodie, if we wasn't jogging away, if Rodney King, we keep getting these ifs, and the bar continue to keep changing for the ifs. I mean, it's insane.
I got some ifs for you.
And it's ridiculous.
I got some ifs for you. Want to hear my ifs? If we got rid of the war on drugs,
right,
and if we got rid of all of these victimless crimes that are forcing our police officers to constantly have these interactions with people time and time again, and there's no victim in the crime, there's no crime. If we got rid of those, the cops would have a lot less work. They would be responding to a lot less things. They would have a lot less interactions with people. Now, would that have saved Rashad Brooks? No, but maybe. Maybe that cop just had a long day of chasing people with minor marijuana charges and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Maybe if we cut down, if we got rid of so many stupid laws on the books that these police officers are forced to enforce, we would get rid of a lot of these negative interactions, and maybe the police could start having more positive interactions. They could start walking the beat in their neighborhoods again and getting to know their community. You know, when the cop was in the community back in the day, and you can see this in small town America still, when the cop's in the neighborhood talking to the community, making friends and meeting people and families and interacting, then the community will start to police itself. They'll be like, man, don't do that, man, officer so and so, man, you know, he's not gonna be happy you doing that stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? So the community starts to police itself. You know, there's a lot of ifs that can change a lot of things. Instead of these ifs, it's not any. If the civilian, nothing, man. If that citizen, nothing. Yeah. If the police was protecting and serving, you know, there it
is. There it is. And you know how the black culture see it, and the reason why we're, so many of us, so many people, and we're always like, F12, F the police and whatnot, because like you just said, protect and serve. Their job was to come out. Their job was to come out and protect and serve. The police job is to come out and protect and serve. Rashad Brooks, they come out. So their job is to protect him, to make sure he doesn't harm himself or anyone around. But if he's just gonna die anyway, then what's the purpose of calling the cops? What's the purpose if you're not gonna protect nor serve? So in this, Rashad, I like I said, I know we have the other video, but yeah, now actually he does turn around. He turns all the way around and at them with the taser. He turns around.
And the cop caught him in the back.
And he turns around and he shoots. Now the cop shoots 2 shots. And then he shoots a 3rd shot and it hit the car. And this car had kids in it, come to find out. The car had a kid in it.
Well, at least the kid in it, yeah.
So it was... But at the end of the day, here's the thing. Now we can go. Whatever you want to. Because if I get in this, because the way I see it.
Put my 2 in timeout.
Oh. Because the way I see it, Dave, is that you have 2 sober cops. You have 2 sober cops dealing with a drunk man. So 2 sober trained cops can't deal with a drunk man without killing him? Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you're telling me? We have laws. We have laws specifically for the drunk. Because we know what happens. Now, him being drunk is not justification, but we have laws because we already know what a drunk person's going to do. We know that they're kind of out their state of mind. They can't sign contracts. They cannot drive. We know this. We have laws to protect us because we know what drunken and how it impairs not just vision, but mentally. So we already know they was out his mind. So those cops going into that situation know that he was drunk. I don't care if he was fighting, wrestling, took a taser. He is a drunk man. You are 2 sober cops. You already know what's in it. And at the end of the day, there was a part where he's like, I'll just walk home. He was saying, he was like, because they came up to him, he was sleeping. So he got pulled over. He got shot for sleeping while being drunk. Because they came.
Well, I mean, obviously he was driving because he was in a drive-thru.
Yeah.
So that's what they were arresting him for, was DUI.
Okay, no, but they couldn't arrest him because he was asleep.
In the drive-thru. Yeah.
He was
in the drive-thru at Wendy's, right?
He was, but he wasn't in. He wasn't like at the window or whatnot. He was in the part. He was he was on the side and he had fell asleep. He wasn't even in the driver's seat. He was sleeping and he was drunk and he wasn't driving. So him trying to arrest him for a DUI, I mean, once again, he wasn't even driving. He had been sleeping and they woke him up. And you'll see in the video, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm drunk, and he tells them I'm drunk. I have to walk home. That's why I was gonna sleep it off. He's letting these cops know, I don't want to drink and drive. I'm pulled over. I fell asleep.
So that's why I thought that they were arresting him for drinking and driving because because how did he get there where he was at?
No,
that he drove there and then stopped and then went to sleep in the car.
He went to
So,
sleep.
and in some states, it is against the law to even be sitting in the car with the keys. I think in New York, if you're in the passenger seat, you're okay. But if you're in the driver's seat with the keys, then you can be arrested for DUI, even if the vehicle's not moving.
Okay, yeah, okay. So
again, one of those victimless crimes.
So yeah, at the end of the day, okay. So that was, if that was a law.
So the way I read it, that he was actually in the drive-thru at Wendy's. That's why Wendy's called the cops, because he was parked in the drive-thru.
He was parked beside. He wasn't like in the driving lane. From what I've seen, we can We can bring up the video. I looked at it.
That's what I. So they called the cops just because some guy was sleeping in their parking lot.
Yeah. He had been there for a while.
Oh.
It was weird.
That's funny. I called the cops on myself and got a ride home.
that's the thing.
Drunk.
They're
I
there
was
to
like,
protect.
I'm drunk. I ain't got no money for taxi. I
At
need
the
to
end
get
of the
a ride
day,
home,
they're there to protect and serve, man. And if you're not gonna protect or serve, hey, you know, you're drunk. And he told them he's got a sister nearby. In the video, he said, "I got a sister." I mean, hey, cops, hey, all right, you're drunk. You're in no condition to drive right now. Take you to your sisters. You say you have a sister at home. I mean, there's so many ways that
drunk
this
in
could
public
be.
too, which is another victimless crime, being drunk in public.
Right.
You know, drunk and disorderly, I understand. I mean, just being drunk in public.
So yeah.
I mean, is that really until you're disorderly? You know, I
So
can
let's say
understand that,
so you going over some of the laws and whatnot. Let's say they like. Okay,
I mean, really, he
can
wasn't drunk
arrest
in
him.
public. He was drunk in his car. His car is not public, so if he's just sleeping in his, I mean, it's all irrelevant. None of those crimes actually are, as far as I know, there are none of those are punishable by death. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with George Floyd when they talk about all his criminal record. None of those crimes are punishable by death either. So, you know, these are not death penalty crimes, but these are people are dying for them. You know, like what Breonna Taylor. You know, what they suspected her of when they did the no-knock raid on her house, you know, that wasn't the death penalty either, but it ended up costing her life. So, you know, when are we going to stop with the militant, overly aggressive policing of our country? You know, that's the big issue, that's what needs to be fixed. I mean, quit asking our police officers to do these things. You know what I mean? These overly enforcing. It should be okay for Rashad Brooks to run away. We'll catch up to you, buddy. You know what I mean? You know, with or without a taser. So he got away with a taser. It's not worth taking somebody's life. You know, I know.
There's so much.
This is just how I think. This is just my opinion.
I love what the chief said. They said that
she quit. She resigned.
Okay, yeah, she did resign. But listen to this. This one video, this one chief, he's like, yes, the cops made a good decision. This was justification. They said because he could have one shot, he could have took down with that taser, he could have disarmed our cop because the cop is down, and he could have got the gun and killed the cop.
There was another cop.
And that's what I was saying. He didn't even say nothing about the other cop. I was like, that's the first thing I said. I was like, there's another cop there. So, but
Tasers
yeah, that's
are usually one-shot things too. So you're not going to get both cops with one taser, as far as I know. I don't know.
It's insane.
Multiple shots in a taser,
it's
and he's
insane.
drunk.
At the end of the day,
let's just
you
see if he
gotta
hits you.
expect.
You know what I mean?
We expect this from
get
the
drunk one day, play Call of Duty, to see how good of a shot you are.
We expect this
Be
from
all
the
over
drunk.
the place. And then he got one shot. Have you ever fired a taser before? It's not like shooting a gun.
I know.
It's very low velocity
Mm-hmm.
things that when it comes to, and it's got this arc. So I mean, if it's over, probably 15 feet away from you, I mean, it's really hard to hit something, especially a person. I mean, it comes out with some velocity, but 15 feet away, you're going to be pretty inaccurate, and it's going to drop a lot. So I ain't got no comments. You got comments?
No,
over
I
there?
think Rich was saying what you were saying. He said, yes, it is. You can be arrested in New Jersey. There is a fleeing felon rule where if someone is a felon and is fleeing, they can use deadly force. Wait,
I don't agree with that. then.
What? Wait, that's a natural.
I don't agree with that.
If you're a felon and
Unless
is fleeing,
unless
they
it's
can.
a violent crime. If you are a
See, I gotta look at that.
If it's a violent felony, then I might be able to understand it. Like if it's a
Even if he's
somebody
not
that like
armed?
raped somebody, or if somebody shot somebody, or beat somebody up or something. If it's a violent crime, then I could understand.
You can
I
can go out and use deadly force because he's fleeing.
I don't know.
That's insane.
I don't see why it would be necessary. You can catch the guy. You should.
It
It should be really hard to get away from with the radios, and it should be really hard to get away from the police.
Fleeing felon rule. If that rule says that because you have a felon
New York got some crazy rules.
and you're
of-
fleeing,
That's
we
the-
can shoot you.
They got stop and frisk. Did they get stop and frisk in New York, or did they
Even
get
if-
shot down as unconstitutional? I'm curious.
That's the type of legislation that needs to be changed and done with. Like, Because
Yes.
you're a felon, I can shoot you if you run. It doesn't matter what you have, if you have a gun or
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's
Are you
insane.
a threat? Are you a threat?
That's what I'm saying.
threat to the
Just
community,
make a
yeah.
rule say, oh,
I think
you're a
it's. I
felon.
think it's. I think it should be a matter of whether you are a threat to the
Right.
community or not.
That's the type. That's what promotes. That's what promotes and facilitate the racism. This would facilitate. I mean, it's legislations like this that allows them. What I'm talking about. Fleeing felon. I mean, that allows them to continue to get away with stuff like that. So it facilitates, and if they know they're going to get away with it, and if they know they got the fleeing felony rule,
and-
then yeah, we're going to have our hands on our pockets while we suffocate you. We got that. We got legislation behind us.
Well, yeah, that's qualified immunity that protects them from that.
I mean, it's so much. I mean,
So are you saying that George Floyd was possibly trying to flee, so that's why
It's
he
insane.
used deadly force on him?
well, they said that he was. What are all the stuff that they were saying? He was doing stuff with women and drug dealer and.
Yeah, drug dealer. Huh? So the war on drugs strikes again. So let's watch this video.
Yeah, let's watch
Jay-Z on the war on drugs. It's not from Jay-Z. Jay-Z's just narrating it.
Okay.
So,
Your speaker on?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Should probably turn that down though,
Yeah.
a little bit. I don't know because it's behind the mic, so I don't know how loud it actually is. Yes.
This is insane.
This is pretty cool.
Let me make a note of that.
So let's listen to that. I haven't seen this yet either, and neither has
Me neither.
Evolve. So maybe we'll just do a reaction, like pausing it and checking it out.
Check it out. All right.
In 1986, when I was coming of age, Ronald Reagan doubled down on the war on drugs that had been started by Richard Nixon in 1971. Drugs were bad, fried your brain, and drug dealers were monsters. The sole reason neighborhoods and major cities were failing. No one wanted to talk about Reaganomics and the ending of social safety nets, the defunding of schools and the loss of jobs in cities across America. Young men like me who hustled became the sole villain, and drug addicts lacked moral fortitude. In the 1990s, incarceration rates in the U.S. blew up. Today we imprison more people than any other country in the world.
So I gotta go back. I gotta
Right.
hear what he said right there.
Go
just
ahead.
before that part.
Me who hustled became the sole villain, and drug addicts
People who hustle became sole villains, and drug
lack
addicts.
moral fortitude.
And drug addicts lack moral fortitude. So in other words, what they're saying is somebody that gets addicted to drugs lacks moral fortitude.
Oh, gotcha.
I said, I don't understand this, but you can be a stinking alcoholic
That's
and
insane.
be morally superior. I don't understand. What does it matter, the choice of what you're? I mean, we're going to continue, Jay-Z. I'm sorry, but this is something that's really personal to me. Is the fact that we continue to criminalize and demonize drug addicts while we continue to forgive and have programs for alcoholics. We continue to give coins for 6 months of sobriety and 1 year sobriety and celebrate people. Not that I'm saying that that's not a good thing, but we continue to demonize people who've become addicted to drugs. What is the difference? Alcohol is just a drug.
Yeah.
So,
What's
I think
statistics?
I think Jay-Z
imagine-
actually admitted
What's
to.
statistics? I imagine the statistics show which one actually has killed more.
Oh, that's definitely alcohol by far.
Yeah.
With drunk driving and stuff like that, and even overdoses. I mean, there's people more overdose on alcohol more than on drugs. And most of the drug overdoses could be prevented if it was legalized, and we could actually have a place where people could go get clean, safe drugs. Hopefully in the process of coming clean. Nobody wants to see that. There's actually
Nope.
not a whole lot of and most of the times the people don't OD on the drugs themselves. They OD on what the drug has been cut with. So it's what they add in order to dilute the drug. So you have cocaine. You can't do pure cocaine. It would completely kill you, like quick. So they cut it down with something. They use different things to cut it down with.
Oh. like baking soda and stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Supposed to be harmless things, but sometimes they'll use things that will make it seem like it is more potent. So they'll have more kick to it, or it'll show like a different color when they put the little stuff on it. And
I'm just using my Breaking Bad knowledge.
Yeah. So yeah,
You ever watched this?
I've never watched it.
Oh shoot.
So all of my knowledge comes from real life on TV. So shows you where I grew up. But this is why it's personal for me, because I grew up in a neighborhood that was very affected by this war on drugs. So but we'll continue.
That's
What up, guys?
What's happening?
I can't.
What are you guys doing? Did the TV break or something?
No.
There's
No. You want to
What's
watch
that?
This is a
war on drugs.
war on drugs.
In the 1990s, incarceration rates in the U.S. blew up. Today, we imprison more people than any other country in the world.
So
Really?
we're the beacon of freedom throughout the world, right? A place everybody wants to go, but we incarcerate more people than any other country per capita. Per
Yeah,
capita than
everybody
any other
wants to
country in
go.
the world.
Oh, watch out!
Stop, dude. And by a long shot, we aren't the land of the free. We're the land of the incarcerated, and it's mostly due to these victimless crimes, the war on drugs. Continue, Jay-Z.
China, Russia, Iran, Cuba. All countries we consider autocratic and repressive. Yeah, more than them. Judges' hands were tied by tough on crime laws, and they were forced to hand out mandatory life sentences for
There you
Enough,
go. Legislation.
Mandatory sentencing, mandatory life sentences or mandatory minimum sentencing is another thing that libertarians are adamantly opposed to and would do away with if we would just start voting libertarian. Legislation that requires a judge to issue a mandatory minimum sentence is absolutely ridiculous. Why do we have judges if we can't trust their judgment on what a person should be sentenced to? So, I mean, that's another thing. And especially when it's a victimless crime. That's another thing where jury nullification was good to go through, too. So,
hand out mandatory life sentences for simple possession and low-level drug sales. My home state of New York started this with Rockefeller laws. Then the feds made distinctions between people who sold powder cocaine
Rockefeller laws.
and crack cocaine, even though they were the
What is that?
I don't know. I'm going to have to look that one up.
Yeah, because I know that this
Rockefeller
his
laws.
clothing line. So if he came up with that from the law, Rockefeller.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jay-Z's clothing line. Right?
Really? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
that's the Rockefeller drug laws minimum sentence. Rich knows a lot about this. Ain't Rockefeller ain't that Jay-Z's clothing line? Did he create a clothing line from the drug law?
Well, that would be weird. Oh, hey, what's up, Open Sesame? I got the rock. Dave knows a lot about drugs. Dave does know a lot about drugs.
I just know Breaking Bad.
I know a lot about drugs. I grew up in L.A., man. If anybody remembers the Rodney King incident with the where the L.A. riots started, I grew up about 4 miles from there.
Yeah, Rockefeller. Let me look that.
That's what I was going to do right now. Look at Rockefeller laws.
I don't know. That's his clothing line.
But you can look up the clothing line.
Or maybe it's not the clothing line. Maybe that's
Rockefeller drug laws. The penalty for selling 2 ounces or more of heroin or morphine, raw or prepared opium, cocaine or cannabis, or possessing 4 ounces or more of the same substances was a minimum of 15 years to life in prison and a maximum of 25 years to life in prison.
That's insane. So they were the mandatory.
Wow. That is crazy. So did they get rid of
Did
these?
they abolish? That's what they already say.
Adoption, background, criticism, incarceration rates. Implementation. The incarceration rates were said to have risen since their inception in 1970. 150,000 New Yorkers being imprisoned for non-violent drug offenses. 150,000 people. Lives ruined, man. They're incarcerated. 150. I don't know what it feels like to go to jail. Knock on wood.
Right?
You know, but I know it's a life-changing event. You know, I mean, it's like marriage, the birth of your first kid, when you lose a parent, you know, stuff like that. You know, those are graduations, you know, joining the military, going to war. These are life-changing events that significantly alter the path of your life. Being incarcerated is one of those events, and you're being incarcerated for a non-violent, victimless crime.
That's insane.
For life, for 15 years to life.
Does it say it's still New York moderation and so on?
Wow. So this is what's funny.
Gotta reform
On December 14th, 2004, the New York Governor George Pataki signed into law the Drug Law Reform Act. So now we're passing laws to reform laws. Why don't we just get rid of the laws?
Get rid of it.
You know what I mean? Why we're just stacking laws on top
So
of
what was
laws.
the
The reason
reform?
why they do that is so that they can go back to the other one if they need to.
So
That's
how
why
do-
reforming qualified immunity won't work, because they can always just get rid of the
Oh,
reform.
so that's the reform. That's what I thought. They just
A law-
minimum it down. a
Here,
bit.
I could show
They
you guys
just-
what I'm looking at right
So
now.
instead of 15,
I
you
think.
get 8 years. That's how they reformed it.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's what I think I'm
So
reading.
this is what we're looking at.
So
here.
we reformed it a bit. We're just taking it down a bit. We're taking a few years off
Yeah.
of mandatory. I think that's what I read in that last sentence. Drug charge in New York from 15 years to life to 8 years.
Yeah, to 8 years in prison for an offender with no prior felonies, though, as long as they have no prior felonies.
This is a reform, man.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, let's go on, Jay-Z.
It's frustrating.
Let's go on. Let's go back a little bit.
Who sold powder cocaine and crack cocaine even though they were the same drug. Only difference is how you take it. And even though white people used and sold crack more than black people, somehow it was black people who went to prison. The media ignored actual data to this day. Crack is still talked about as a black problem. The NYPD raided our Brooklyn neighborhood.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
black problem.
Anybody that tells you that the war on drugs is not racist, if they don't tell you that, if somebody tries to argue with you and tell you that drug laws are not racist, this is what I used to tell. Do you think that white people do drugs as much or more than black people? Or do you think that there's more drugs being done in Beverly Hills than there is in Compton? You know what I mean? Where do you think that most drugs are being done? Or do you think it's equal? And they'll say, most people will be like, oh, it's probably equal. There's probably just as many white people that do drugs as black people. And there's probably just as much rich people that do drugs as poor people. Then why is it that the majority of people who are incarcerated for drug laws, a very large majority, are minorities and poor?
That's where our over and under policing.
Exactly, because the
Comes
poor neighborhoods are the ones that are over-policed and Beverly Hills is under-policed. So that is why the drug
Exactly.
laws are racist. I mean, it's part of the systemic racism. It's not anything specifically you can point to that says this person is racist, but that law itself targets a race, and it's nonviolent and victimless. So what's the purpose for it except to further oppress a particular race or socioeconomic status of our citizenship?
So do you think there would be the same stats if they did an experiment where they took all the police and put it in the white neighborhoods and that they do and crack down in your Beverly Hills? Do you think it would change?
They would go Beverly Hills would go nuts, man. They would be pounding on the mayor's door and stuff and be like, "Why are all these cops in my neighborhood?" And oh no.
Good point.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't be standing for it.
That's a good point.
You know. They would be going
Interesting.
straight to the source. So
Asking for cops to leave.
yeah, get these cops out of our neighborhoods so we
Wow.
can do our coke.
Wow.
Hitting our coke. I know because I grew up there. I grew up in LA. I grew up in just south of East LA. You know, I don't like to call it the ghetto. I never really felt like it was the ghetto.
Yeah.
Although I did have drive-bys like almost every other weekend across the street from my house. The house literally across the street. My dad bought new guns because he thought we were going to have a shootout with some gang members in the because they had some gang members that lived across the street Then they would do drive-bys and stuff. And finally, the grandfather got killed. A bullet went through the mailbox and then hit him, and he was sleeping. And so he was the owner of the house or the breadwinner, so they ended up having to sell. But yeah. But I mean, literally, I could go from my neighborhood, and I knew there was streets in my neighborhood. Chancellor Street in my neighborhood. Chancellor Street in Bell, California. That street's like a dead-end street too. That street, man, you didn't.
It was the bad.
But that's where you go to get your stuff, man. Whatever you wanted, you go down that street, get what you wanted,
Wow.
and they would stay away from it until LA finally put a sheriff's thing. LA sheriffs put a thing in there. And they would patrol it a lot more, and they kind of cleaned it up a little bit since I was there. But then you could go to literally 15 miles away to Beverly Hills or to the beach cities like Redondo Beach and Hermosa and Laguna and stuff, and I mean beautiful neighborhoods and stuff. You hardly ever see any cops around there. But I mean, literally, there was in my neighborhood, they put a sheriff's substation like, boom, right there, right on the corner from Chancellor Street. So yeah, it's wild, but that's the way LA is. So. My LA stories, man.
What do you? This is a little off, but it just came to mind when you're talking about the cops. Because I've seen this video. What do you think about this? So the protesters with the cops. There's this video. You probably already seen it, but the protesters they were shooting at the cops with water guns. They at the protest, they all brought water guns and they were.
They had like red dye in it or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. And they were all just soaking the. Oh, how do the cops respond? What do you think? What is your thoughts on that?
They need to equip some water guns, man. Give it back to them.
Dude,
What are they doing?
they're soaking these cops in their phones.
I mean, I don't know.
So-
Do you think that's assault or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know.
And they're
Think about
soaking
it.
them, and they're messing up the equipment. They were getting drenched, dude.
I mean, that is like
Like what?
potentially damaging government equipment.
So
I mean, I think they could be ticketed for it.
well, there's a bunch, so then they couldn't take it. So that they would be justified.
Well, they could be. They could be ticketed. No, not the tear gas. Yeah, you shoot me with a water gun, so I'm gonna tear gas.
I mean, because there's
It's
like
a little excessive.
500 protests, so they can't take it. I mean, hundreds are just shoot. These cops are drenched.
Was it hot outside?
It was hot.
All right.
And then you had some that was they were swinging, like they were pushing some water guns to the cops, trying to get them to they were pushing. There's some black people that were pushing. I passed because
Hey, fight back, man! Fight back! I'd have been like, oh, it's on.
so they just had their shield or whatnot. But what do you think in that
I don't
instance?
know, man.
As a cop, what do
I
you
think-
do?
I
You're
think,
getting totally drenched.
I think it's just
Even me,
something-
I would be so frustrated, and I would be
I
so
wouldn't, though.
mad.
I wouldn't though.
I would
I'd be like,
I guess
if
because
this
I
is-
hate water.
No, really, I would just be like, if this makes them feel better. If they're not hurting anybody, they're not harming anybody. You know, if it makes them feel better, then let them do it. I mean, they're not damaging anything. They're not hurting any. And even if they are, they're just damaging stuff that they got to pay for anyways. It's taxpayer money that buys their radios and all that stuff.
But
So,
didn't you think
yeah, I
that
don't
would
think so.
interfere with the
If they're not
cops'
gonna, if
job?
they're the only thing that they could, I don't. Their job is just to make sure it remains peaceful. Water guns are peaceful, if you ask me. You know, so I think the cops had a choice. They could either stay or leave.
I'm split, and I've been on
So they
with
could
the
just leave.
protesters. So
If they don't want to get wet, they can just leave.
that's why I was so split on this. I've never been, but I was like, man, I guess because if your boys come and just start squirting you right now, and you're trying to do your job, podcasting.
But I'm not a public servant. I'm not a police officer, and I'm not there to try to make sure that their purpose there is to make sure the protest remains peaceful. You know what I mean? So if they're just shooting water guns, that's peaceful to me. Nobody's getting hurt, unless you're somehow allergic to water. In that case, you should not be out there in the police force if you're allergic to water. So
I don't know.
I don't see the purpose is to keep it peaceful. So I mean, I think they should keep it peaceful.
We'll get back on. That was weird though. That's insane.
Oh, well. All right, this is pretty good, man. I like
Yeah,
where Jay-Z's
go for
going
it.
with this.
Actual data to this day, crack is still talked about as a black problem. The NYPD raided our Brooklyn neighborhoods while Manhattan bankers openly used coke with impunity. The war on drugs exploded the U.S. prison population disproportionately, locking away black and Latinos. Our prison population grew more than 900%. When the war on drugs began in 1971, our prison population was 200,000. Today it is over 2 million.
Jesus.
900%.
900%. That's increase. God give me increase.
This war on drugs.
Long after the crack era ended, we continued our war on drugs. There were more than 1.5 million drug arrests in 2014. More than 80% were for possession only. Almost half were for marijuana. People are finally talking about treating addiction.
What was that? What was that statistic on the plant again? For possessing a plant? This is for possessing a plant.
More than 80% were for possession only. Almost
Yeah,
half.
we'll keep it up.
There were more than 1.5 million. We continued our war on drugs. There were more than 1.5 million drug arrests in 2014.
1.5 million in one
More
year.
than 80% were for possession only. Almost half were for marijuana.
80%
People are finally
possession.
talking about treating addiction to harder drugs as a health crisis. But there's no compassionate language about drug dealers. Unless, of course, we're talking about places like Colorado, whose state economy got a huge boost by the above-ground marijuana industry. A few states south in Louisiana is still handing out mandatory sentences for people who sell weed. Despite a booming and celebrated 50 billion legal marijuana industry, most states still disproportionately hand out mandatory sentences to black and Latinos with drug cases. If you're entrepreneurial and live in one of the many states that are passing legalized laws, you may still face barriers participating in an above-ground economy. Venture capitalists migrate to these states to open multi-billion-dollar operations, but former felons can't open a dispensary. Lots of times those felonies with drug...
You get it? So they get they got a felony for possession of a plant, and so now it's legal for these
I see where you're
the
going.
white people that haven't been convicted of the felony that have probably been doing just as much weed as everybody else because the laws have been racist for so long. These guys now have a felony on their record, and because I looked this up myself. How could I grow hemp? Because hemp is legal now. They finally separated it from cannabis. But yeah, you can't even be a hemp farmer if you're convicted of a felony, especially if it's a drug felony. So I guess they don't want these entrepreneurs that are former drug dealers because drug dealers are bad unless you are a white business drug dealer.
Said I've never done drugs. Okay.
drug charges, caught by poor people who sold drugs for a living, but are now prohibited from participating in one of the fastest growing economies. Got it? In states like New York, where holding marijuana is no longer grounds for arrest, police issue possession citations in black and Latino neighborhoods at a far higher rate than other neighborhoods. Kids in Crown Heights are constantly stopped and ticketed for trees. Kids at dorms in Columbia, where rates of marijuana use are equal to or worse than those in the hood, are never targeted or ticketed. Rates of drug use are as high as they were when Nixon declared this so-called war in 1971. 45 years later, it's time to rethink our policies and laws.
So they started this war on drugs in 1971, the year I was born.
Okay.
And the rates of drug use has still increased dramatically since the war on drugs began. And the only difference is we're incarcerating people by the hundreds of thousands for possession of a plant or for choosing to consume something different than what other people wish to consume. And even with the incarceration rate, I guess it's harder to do drugs when you're incarcerated, but you incarcerate the people that are doing drugs and we still have the same. So you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
We've incarcerated millions of people for using drugs, and yet we still have the same amount of people using drugs as we did in 1971. So the war on drugs has had absolutely no positive effect on our society
none
whatsoever.
at all.
I challenge anybody to tell me one positive thing that has happened because of the war on drugs, and I can counter whatever you say with at least 10 negative things that have happened because of the war on drugs.
So, but with libertarians, they want to not just one drug, but you want to make all drugs legal.
All drugs. You have the right to consume whatever you choose to consume. And people have the right to provide a safe.
I think that's where a lot of people
alternative.
That's where a lot of people fall off. Just the all drugs. They feel
Well,
that-
you're legislating morality. If you're going to legalize one, and I mean, it's the same. Well, why don't we outlaw alcohol? Oh, wait, we already tried that with prohibition. How did that work? It didn't. Crime went up. Incarceration rates went up. People were, all you did was create this massive black market underground for alcohol and this whole organized crime and everything else around it. So once you legalized alcohol once again, then it became, you could freely buy it and stuff. And so now you only are arrested if what you do while consuming alcohol is the problem. If you get a DUI or, you beat your wife or something while you're drunk, then that's the problem.
Right.
So that's the same way we treat every other drug out there. As long as you keep it illegal, you're not stopping anybody from doing it. All you're doing is creating this violent criminal underground for it to occur. And it costs more people lives. If it's not criminalized, then we can treat it as a medical problem the same way we do with alcohol and Alcoholics Anonymous and stuff like that. And people can seek treatment and seek help. Right now, people are afraid. For one, they're living in this underground world, where there's crime and there's violence and, people are killed every day over drugs. And then you're feeding this money to these criminal elements, the cartels and stuff in South America that feed into the corrupt governments in those countries that force those people into being oppressed and wishing to flee and come to the United States, which affects our immigration policies here in the United States. Literally ending the war on drugs in the United States, because we are the biggest consumers of these illegal drugs that are coming from South America. Legalizing the drugs and creating a free market for it, is another thing. I have a note I want to talk about here before it's almost over, but before Jay-Z wraps it up, I want to talk about this note that I took. It's either here or over there. So legalizing these drugs would also have a significant impact on the corruption that happens in countries in South America that people are fleeing to come to the United States. So we wouldn't have this huge line of people. It would literally make those countries better, end the corruption and stuff, and hopefully cause a positive impact, since you don't have this underground criminal element being fed by the war on drugs.
I was reading a comment here, just real quick. Rich said that he was the moderator. He said he was born also in 71. You guys got the same same age. Yeah. Just real quick, I just want to interject. I just want to say something. So, guys, so Libertarian. So this is what Libertarian society with regards to drugs, and you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but basically this is how it would be. Basically, all drugs would be legal. The general thought is that if all drugs are legal, you don't have to worry about, crime. I mean, crime is going to go down with regards to drugs, because people may think less crime, less laws. People think, crime's gonna go down because of less laws, and it's not going to be one of those things. I'm telling you all, because someone asked the question. Okay, so where does libertarian fit in this, and how does and they had basically it's not one of those things where people, if you were doing drugs, then you're gonna keep doing it. It's not one of those things. Oh, drugs are legal, everybody's gonna go out and start doing them. It's really the people that were doing them were most likely gonna be able to do them without penalization now, and but ain't that kind of the general thought? It's not gonna be one of those things. Oh, okay, well it's legal now, let's go do them.
Yeah, right. No, it's not. It wouldn't be like that. I mean, that's what everybody thinks. Oh, I don't want my kids doing drugs. Well, neither do I. My kids have no idea whether they're legal or not.
You're not going to drop your morals. Okay, it's legal.
Yeah,
you're not going to say, okay, you're not going to now teach them
That's not
something
the thing.
different. Like,
Yeah, no. I mean, it's and the thing is that it's when it becomes more, I won't say socially acceptable, but when it's accepted that these things are legal, so people feel more comfortable about, doing them, and people can see the effects that these drugs have on people, and it becomes more discouraging. So in the countries like Portugal, where they've legalized drugs, you see a spike in use in the very beginning. I think over the first year or two, there was a spike in use, but it wasn't significant. I think it went up maybe like 5%. But then within 5 years, the usage had dropped by like 60% from where they were before. So they had like this spike for about 2 years. It went up about 5% usage, all drugs overall. And that was probably majority was marijuana users. And then the drop was significant to well below they were beforehand. So literally there's less people using drugs in countries where they're totally legal than in countries where they're illegal. So it's an interesting statistic. Now the problem is the libertarian concept of legalizing is just flat out. You have a right to consume what you wish to consume. So the thing that we're seeing in a lot of these states, specifically California, more people will die. That's not true. Less people will die. Because like I said, the problem with most illegal drugs now, so there's two things, Whitney, or Whitney's hero. I don't think you're Whitney, you're Whitney's hero. So the thing about that's the one thing that a lot of people say is that more people will die, more people will OD and stuff like that. But that's absolutely not true. Most people don't OD on the actual drug itself. They OD on what it's cut with, because the criminals underground, they don't care what it's cut with. So they'll cut it with anything. But if there's a free market system for it, then you don't want your consumers to die. So your drugs will be way more safe than they would be coming from a criminal underground. And more people die because of the war on drugs, through drug violence, through cartels and gang wars and stuff like that. More people die from that than drug overdoses overall anyways. So if you and in police, with police killing drug dealers and stuff, and drug raids, and I mean Breonna Taylor didn't die because of drugs. She died because her house was raided because of drug laws, and the cops shot her. So I mean that's the thing, is more people die because of the war on drugs than would ever die if drugs were legal.
Someone wants you to check out Switzerland. Apparently they made all drugs legal, and said that their stats showed that there was a decrease in drugs.
It's highly possible, but I will definitely check that out.
Yeah.
I'll put that in my notes as well.
Ritz,
I'm still going to look into these Rockefeller laws some more.
right. Ritz said. And
Switzerland drug law. I didn't know Switzerland went totally legal, though.
Yeah, that's what he said. When we are prevented is when we want to do it more.
It's the taboo effect, you know what I mean? It's like the whole forbidden fruit thing.
Yeah.
It's that. This goes back to the beginning of our existence.
That's true.
Don't eat that fruit.
That's
you
true.
can have anything in the garden but that fruit. And all we get is this little snake saying, "Oh, well, God didn't mean that,"
Bro, what's so special about that?
Yeah.
I gotta try that.
But there is a point to that. So the thing I want to talk about that I had in my notes here about the war on drugs is what we're seeing in California. Yeah, so California legalized marijuana for recreational use,
Okay.
but they are taxing it so high that there is still an underground black market for it. So because it's cheaper to buy it from the drug dealers still. So
the government creates these black markets.
So government just created another black market for it, and so it's worse than ever. I mean, so that's why I said drugs are bad becomes you aren't licensed. You know what I mean? So now, it's recreational use, but you have to have a license in order to sell it, right? So these drug dealers don't have licenses, so now they're getting arrested for selling marijuana without a license, which is the same as the drug dealer.
Which is the same.
It's the same thing. It's still against the law for you to sell a plant.
Yep.
Or
That's funny.
in the case of the medicinal marijuana places, if you don't have your medical marijuana card, then you can get fined or arrested for that. But marijuana is a totally different thing. So, I'm still waiting to see one case of where somebody OD'd on marijuana or caused like a traffic fatality. Have you ever heard of somebody having a traffic fatality?
Nope.
And a lot of my friends that I've talked to were like, I was like, would you rather drink or just get high? And they'd be like, I'd rather just get high, because you just get mellow and you chill out and eat a lot of Doritos and ice cream and stuff and get But with alcohol, man, the alcohol's effect on your mind is the first thing that it affects. The very first thing that alcohol affects on your mind is your ability to judge, your judgment.
Okay.
So So that's the thing, and then
Yeah.
that's when I quit drinking. I quit drinking in December 28th. It was the last time I had
Congrats,
anything
and
to drink.
You have not had nothing.
Yeah, it's been
Have
like 6 months.
you? That's
Right, 6
freaking
months.
amazing.
Yeah, it's been easy.
And it's crazy because I told a friend of mine, we were talking about you a week ago because he's a heavy drinker himself, and I was telling him, I was like, I had a friend that he just stopped. And he's like, no, it's impossible, you know. I was like, no,
Nothing's impossible. with
I was
God.
like, really? He just stopped.
guy.
And then and then he didn't believe me when I told him this part. I was like, and there's more. And I was just like, he has a bar, and there's still alcohol in there. He's rounding that. He's like, oh, he's drinking. I knew there was a kid. No, trust me.
It's true.
I was like, no.
I have we
He
have
literally has
like
a-
right
I was like,
after-
I shoot.
like in January we had we get Dry Farms wines, which is like organic, low alcohol wines. We got a case of wine in like a few weeks later. We forgot to cancel the order. We got a case of, so it was like 6 bottles of wine in my fridge, and there's a whole bunch of beer, and then I got like a bottle of Tito's vodka sitting up there.
That was funny.
Yeah. But the thing was I just, if you want to know the story, I just woke up, slightly hungover, and the first words that popped into my head when I woke up was, "This is not the plan for you." You know what I mean? So it was just God telling me that this is not the plan. And I've tried to quit drinking before, but I never really had a problem with it so much. I've never had DUIs. I never beat up my family, and then it wasn't like I couldn't, I didn't go through DTs. I wasn't like a severe alcoholic. I was just more like a casual drinker, but I'd have like a couple beers a day,
Right.
or, have a 6-pack or so on the weekends. And, but, it was still something I never really thought I would want to stop. So, and then even when I did want to stop, I just never really was convicted enough, I guess. But, when I woke up that morning and God was just like, this is, if you're following my path for your life, then this is something you have to give up. And once I was like, hey, it's all yours, God, and I just walked away from it. And literally, I never even I don't know. I'm telling you, y'all don't understand this until you get in a walk with God, with your God. My God is Jesus. Whoever your God is, walk with him. Communicate with him. Get in that relationship. And amazing. That's one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to me in my life, because literally I don't even think about it. There's no trigger. I got a bar full of alcohol, and it's never even
funny.
crosses my mind. All of the things that I used to do that I would always want to have a beer while I did it. Don't even think about it. It's just gone out of my head. It's crazy. It's amazing. But anyways, that's kind of off topic. But
Yeah, getting back on topic, but Michael, I don't know if you can understand it, but like fentality, totally safe.
Fentanyl.
Totally safe. I agree with legalization, but look at the potency of wax. MFers will be bursting into flames on legal meth, I guess, if it was illegal.
I don't know what wax is, so it must
I
be
think
something new.
Yeah, something.
Oh, they found out now that I get the DAV, Disabled American Veterans. I'm a lifetime member, Disabled American Veterans. So I got a magazine. I said I should go get it right now. So they found that ecstasy is actually has a treatment for depression and PTSD.
Really?
Yeah, a significant impact on
Would not surprise me.
PTSD and depression. So
Not surprise me.
this it's ridiculous. So the taxes on the drugs maintains the black market, which only helps the wealthy and further incarcerates minorities.
Anything
And the
and
poor.
anyone can be a god.
So that was my note. I just read from my notes. I took these notes like days ago, just reading. I think I was reading about civil asset forfeiture, and somehow I just go from one subject to another to another. You see what I was saying? What people were chatting.
But they're in here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, maybe is it behind or what?
I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is. It's so weird. I know I can. What you put in the post?
It's weird. Did we hear about Brooks, Rashad Brooks? Yeah, we talked about him a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
We're probably going to bring it up again. I don't know, maybe talk about it on Friday, Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
Talk Juneteenth, and I think as a I think as a society we've come along. Oh, let's let Jay-Z finish.
Yeah,
So
go
we
ahead.
didn't even we
I think because
totally got way off topic with Jay-Z. So this is Nixon, that's Reagan, that's Clinton. This is the artist is Molly Crabapple. It's got to be a made up name.
Wow.
45 years later, it's time to rethink our
Bush.
policies and laws.
Bush.
The war on drugs is an epic fail.
It was Bush.
Yeah, Molly Crabapple.
Oh. She's got skills, man.
Oh, did you see that?
We are drug policy.
Revolve.
Hey! Ouch. Revolve.
Revolve Impact. So
That's all about.
let me go ahead and link this video.
Revolve is all about.
Link this video in the description as well. Okay, if you guys want to check it out. Jay-Z did a good job in that.
He did.
I like that. 5%er.
Is.
I had to ask Evolve. I was like, Jay-Z a 5%er, right? So 5%ers are.
He was wearing that thing. All right. Rockefeller. Rockefeller.
Wait, you know, he made-
okay. Rockefeller Records was an American hip hop record label founded by rapper Jay-Z. Yeah, I know it. Okay, so it wasn't a clothing line. It's his record label. They signed a lot of big names, Rockefeller. Damon Dash. Yeah, that's what I thought. So he named it after. Oh, wow, that's weird. That's weird.
Just letting my
That's-
flavor in my green.
That's where he got it
water with
from.
green, my leftover green tea.
That's good. Rich, don't be like these zombies.
Don't be like these zombies.
Yeah, I think they were talking about
So
something.
let's. Oh yeah, we haven't went through the. I think Telblogs was asking if we'd been through the comments yet.
What's up, Tel?
Yeah. So no, we haven't talked about the comments yet. We got some.
Tel, I don't see you over at Evolve anymore. Maybe it's because I upload with you wasn't there when I was. Come on, Tel.
Yeah. We can talk about that.
Oh, yes.
You really want to talk about that?
No,
Let's talk about that.
Let's save it because I think a lot of people want their comments.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll go through some comments.
All right.
I don't think it was anything on my pinned comment. Oh yeah, just Bob. Yeah, little Devolve. That's funny that he was. I don't know how he was messaging on this when he was supposed to be in bed.
It's like this is. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I didn't see that.
So there was some mixed
Devolve link matter.
So that's a Devolve link matters. Really? Oh, Open Sesame says that. Devolve link matters. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see BLM, man. BLM. It's still funny. But, so yeah, this is I think
I
it
put
was
it up on my page.
it was
so.
interesting making this video because you could, as we were collaborating on it, you could see how both of us how our different viewpoints came together in order to make the video. That's how I felt.
True.
You know what I mean? How we could see how, we wanted to show the separate viewpoints in this race.
We had a plan before we shot, days and days ahead, but none of that. It wasn't. It was funny because that whole video came together during that time. We just start shooting,
Yeah.
like everything.
The only concept
we knew that we wanted a race.
Yeah, that was it. That was the only thing that concept that was the same was that
Right.
we were going to do a race. It was going to be a race because I saw a political cartoon back in the day that was in reference to white
That's where it
privilege,
came from.
it showed two people getting ready to race, a white person and a black person, and the white person's road to the finish line was clear. and the black persons had all these obstacles like trees and stuff that they had to climb over in order to get to the finish line. So the race was the same distance, and they both had the same starting point, the same end point, and they both but one of them just had an easier route to get there.
Right.
So so that political cartoon was kind of the beginning of the thought. But yeah, most of what we did out there just came. And then I was telling him, I was like, man, the more you guys commented on it, because I said there was a lot of symbolism in it.
They were coming through. You're coming.
But there was so much more symbolism that you all found than we even put into it.
We did.
There was a lot of symbolism in it that we meant to put in it to invoke thought from you guys,
and to bring the message home,
to
really put the message there. But the message, I guess, our message was not enough.
No, you guys came with it and ran away
there are
with it.
some things that we need to talk about. Even on Facebook, we had some stuff.
I got your Facebook up too. I don't think anybody's commented on mine, but
okay.
Yeah, like a couple of them on Facebook.
That one got me.
This one right here, Evelyn Stone on Facebook, on Evolve's Facebook, says the finish line is caution tape. Caution tape suggests it's really not the end, but to proceed in your success with caution. You never evolve. You never seem to amaze me. This touched my heart seeing the kids lift you up, because I know you were trying to say that when you are down, it's the ones that depend on you the most that keeps you going. So, but the caution tape thing.
The caution tape.
Yeah, literally, that was just.
Yeah.
That was
it's just being led. He was like, you just went and you go rush. He was like, oh, let's get this product.
Yeah, I was like, oh, we need it. I was like, what are we gonna do for?
Yeah,
that's what it was. What are we gonna do for a finish line? I was like, oh, we need like a ribbon or something. I was like, oh, let me see if I. And then I was like, man, I know I had some caution tape somewhere. Where was it? I was like, oh, and I walked straight to it.
Yeah.
And grabbed. Like I said,
it was there.
Sometimes when you. I always feel like whenever stuff like that happens, when you're working in God's will, things just become easy for you. So, I walked right in, I opened the one drawer in my toolbox, there's the caution tape.
And ain't that so true, though? Whenever you see caution tape, it doesn't mean that, hey, this is the end, this is a dead end.
Yeah,
it is, hey, just proceed with caution. Don't, you probably went past it, but,
And it's funny, man. You remember the first time you ran through it, even though I had cut it all the way up to that point, it didn't break.
It didn't break.
It didn't break.
So much, man.
We had to literally split.
We had
to split the caution tape in two, and then put just the little Scotch tape over it to hold like one piece of Scotch tape. It's the only way we could get it to break. So at the end, so yeah, and then.
People like the ending. I thought, after reading the comments and going through and watching it, I was like, oh, I guess it is.
He's like, oh, I was kind of disappointed in the ending. And I was like, man, that ending choked me up, and I was the one who filmed it, man.
Like, oh, shoot, okay. And then I start to see it.
Like, it was
and
intense.
as I was reading and I got your comment, I was like, okay, wow, all right.
It was the most intense part of the whole thing.
I was a little,
and that's what I was saying. I was like, that's what I want. Because the whole time.
But then I got just cut you off. But then I got and I felt exactly what you were feeling with that Devolve when you had sent me that message. I'm like, I kind of wasn't feeling it, and it's like, and I'm like. Okay, you're from this point of view, but dude, this is this is too good.
The Devolve one.
Yeah, I was like, man, it's on point.
Well, people, me, man.
I mean, they are sharing.
My pastor shared that one. My pastor.
Everyone is sharing this.
My pastor and Pastor Jason, the youth minister, they both shared that the Devolve video that he did about race. So it was. But yeah, that was the same thing. I was like, with that walk, and and I did, and I think your editing was because I think that was kind of like I said, most of this all was collaboration. So when I say what I was thinking, it's really what I was thinking, and then we collaborated on. So, but that's what I wanted to show was how my intent with that final scene was how Black people when they do. In order for them to succeed, they usually have to leave so much behind. You know what I mean? Like they have to leave so much of their friends behind. people that have tried to hold them back, family. They have to leave so much behind that a lot of times when they hit the finish line, they're totally alone. And he agreed.
Oh yeah.
Completely. He's like, oh yeah. And I was
that
like,
is how it is.
but with us, our successes are celebrated, but a lot of times with African Americans, their successes, they're on that stage by themselves. They did it for themselves. So, and that's kind of what we were going for with that last. But man, I mean, with the editing and everything, it was just way more intense. So,
Hey, Evolve, it's my wife, Colleen, and my 19-year anniversary today, Mike. Man, that is amazing. 19 years of being together, man. Super congratulations, man. I mean,
congrats.
I mean, that speaks volume. It's amazing. How long are you and Lou been together?
9 years on Thursday.
9 years on Thursday.
On Thursday.
What?
9
It's y'all
years,
anniversary
yeah.
on Thursday?
On
Oh
Thursday,
shoot.
yeah.
Man,
9 years.
Rich, happy anniversary. 19 years. That's something you don't see now. I mean, relationships, they don't tend to
I've been married
last.
19 years though.
You have?
Yeah.
To your ex?
My first wife was 9.
The one that you don't keep in contact with?
Yeah, I don't keep in contact.
After 19 years?
No. Combined.
Oh, come on.
All three of them.
I was like, how can you be
All three of them
How
have
can
been.
you be
My
with
first was 9
okay.
years until she cheated on me. Then my second was a year until she cheated on me. And then so then I got one that will not.
That's my ex right there.
Yeah, I saw that.
How many?
I know, she loves you.
She
She doesn't watch your YouTube, so I guess I hope not. She's gonna be like, he laughing at me. She's laughing at me for.
You got me. I can't even. I don't have a comment. I can't speak.
The editing was on point. My pastor shared this also. Sorry about the other day. Nothing to be sorry about, man. No, man, no. Oh yeah, he's talking about the other day when we were talking about me talking about to Devolve about brown people. We talked about that.
Oh, right.
And it was funny because
Oh,
that was a
NFL.
lot.
He's African American.
Yeah, he said that to me.
Yeah, he's on my channel, so
He didn't have to.
Oh, okay.
But but that stream was really that man, I loved it. I mean, it was, this is the way I seen it. I don't know if it came through. I don't even know if I talked about it, but it was literally like God just smacked me upside the back of my head and was like, don't you see what's happening right here? You are in your white privilege right now. You know what I mean? And we're getting ready. I mean, literally, that was Saturday, and we were getting ready to shoot the video on privilege on Sunday. And this video, I was just like, God's amazing, people. I'm telling you, God's amazing. Because that's what it came out to me. I mean, it was so inspirational, and I know some people have said some bad things about it or whatever, and I know some people might have got their feelings hurt. And I hurt my own feelings when I finally realized what was going on, how I was seeing things, and I wasn't seeing something from another person's point of view. As soon as I shifted that perspective, I was like, man, it was just an amazing, inspirational thing for myself. I don't know if it came across that way for y'all.
Right.
But it really inspired me, and it really, it impressed me that God has put it in my heart, this ability to come down off of that argumentative, high horse stubbornness of I'm right and this is and then he gave me that ability to in the midst of that just shift my perspective and see what was actually going on and address it from that perspective. So yeah, it was such a learning experience for me that I wouldn't trade it for the world. I thought it was great.
It was. I had quite a few interesting ones up on your YouTube.
Banter said, we're helping so many people we don't even know.
Oh, I can't believe it, man.
That's
starting
good,
to see it, man. You start to see it. Like, a lot of people, I mean, they don't comment. I mean, your regulars are commenting, but, I mean, you're almost over at 5,000 views and 0 people, I think.
0 dislikes.
0 dislikes.
Not even the usual.
You're like 100 likes. Like, I've never even done that. Like, everyone that watches this is like, so you can definitely tell there's an impact. And I did see a comment. You haven't even got 1 dislike. It
Not
was
yet.
funny. I seen a. I don't know. It was your brain. I don't care. There was one of your YouTube comments. Someone was just here before. They were celebrating. They were here before the.
Almost
the
6,000, dude.
Dude, you're still going.
6,000. Oh, and almost 70 subs since posting that video.
Oh man, so people are looking. It's
People
like,
are sharing
I
and
love this.
yeah, they're liking that content. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. We got something here that can reaches people. You know, so
Right.
it's good stuff.
You got that in a day, man.
Yeah,
74.
70,
That's
like 70
awesome.
subs in a day.
That's beautiful. They're coming
It's
through for
26 from 500.
that. Coming through for that, but like I was saying,
100 likes, yeah.
they were like, they said, yeah, that's.
And that's on the standard definition version.
And let me, this ain't been done in history. There's no video on your YouTube platform that has 0 dislikes. There's no video on YouTube. People have tried.
Liberty.
But if you
The music video Liberty. It's only had like not with 5,000 views.
No,
like,
any-
or almost
okay,
6,000 views.
any there's no video on YouTube that has 200 views or more that has at least
Well, actually, the like versus dislike. 100 likes with no dislikes.
with no dislikes.
So,
That's insane.
all you're doing is calling him out to cut this. That's all you're doing.
I know.
You know he's listening. Go jump on there and dislike it now. He's just calling him out. Oh, we got to get to his comments. No, we're not going to talk about that one. Well, maybe we will. I don't know.
There you go. Let's go through
So,
a lot of good stuff.
When Evolve went down with G Liberty and Devaldi came in and picked him up with Black Lives Matter, I lost it. Yeah, it's funny because that part right there, some people didn't like it.
They did.
Some people thought that was baiting, like it was
They
race
thought
baiting. or
race
something.
baiting.
Yeah, whatever.
And, the bringing Black Lives Matter in. They didn't like. Why are you bringing
Yeah, see,
Black
that's
Lives Matter?
that's what
into
I
this?
always. That's what I don't like about this movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. I think the movement has taken away from the statement. You know what I mean? The statement is Black Lives Matter. I don't think anybody can argue that statement. But this movement has now made it into this politically divisive thing. You know what I mean? So now you have the all lives matter movement versus the Black Lives Matter movement. That's not what the Black Lives Matter movement is. The Black Lives Matter statement is about is that it matters that this portion of our society needs to be embraced and brought in with us. We need to bring them into the all lives movement. You know what I mean?
I seen a comment on that subject. I seen a comment. Someone was like, the little ones, they represent. I like how you all, as if we were planning, but once again, this was not a plan. This is one of those things. But it was. I guess it was God's plan. But someone was like, oh, I see what you all did there. You got two white kids picking up the black guy, and the white ones are saying Black Lives Matter, and you made sure they were young, so you're trying to show that this new younger generation is not on board with this new younger and even white. They're not on board with this racism.
Yeah, I think I commented on that. That's
So,
absolutely
that was-
true. But it wasn't like we had this pool of kids to pick from. We didn't recruit these kids. Just the kids that we had on hand. But that's what I'm saying is that it's so
it was deep. I was like, oh,
it's so inspiring and I think it shows that the divine hand in it when people see things like that in the video, even though it's totally by accident or just totally by coincidence. You know what I mean? I mean, those are my kids. That's the reason we use them. But I did like the symbolism of using children. I did see that ahead of time.
yeah, that was on the fly.
Because I think it would have been a totally different message if maybe I came across the street and picked you up. You know what I mean?
True.
Then that I don't like to convey that message because you see that in it's always the white hero. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't
But
agree
having
with
that
that either. You know,
having that divide, what that was, like I said, that was on even that part. I thought that was, after watching it, that was my favorite part. That was the most impactful part for me. That part, and I think you specifically came up with that. The part where, okay, we need to get the Black Lives Matter would encourage black people, and then what right now, what is, even white people encourage that the difference in the culture and seeing from Black Lives Matter, and then that transition into, you were passionate about your flag and the respect, and it really showed, different sides in this race, and how everyone's running a race and is motivated, encouraged in some
in different ways. Yeah, it's all about how we're socialized. And the thing with the flag, and the flag was just happened to be on the street because it was Flag Day. So we had all. I was actually going, why has everybody got their flag? I was like, it's June 14th.
Yeah.
It's Flag Day. It's the Army's birthday.
It's funny because someone pointed that out, I think, on my Facebook. Someone pointed
that we did it on Flag Day on purpose.
Yeah, we did it on purpose. It's like you guys are genius.
They're
like, you guys are genius.
Thank
did
you.
It on Flag Day.
And this is all honesty, people. This is all honesty. Like, you guys got so much. I mean, that's why I just think it is just God just working in this video, because you guys got so much more out of it than we even tried to put into it. I mean, and now it's inspiring back to us. It's like, man, that is awesome. It's like this part here, the next one, Wishbone Core says Ma 2 is wearing love shirt to suggest that this race starts and ends with love.
And she did start it off. And we just happened to be like, hey, just take off your jacket. You can't be in the cop.
Yeah, right. It was. She because she was in the jacket was the cop outfit.
She had
right?
a cop uniform.
So she had, at the beginning, she didn't have the jacket on. So and that was just what she wore that day. That was not intentional whatsoever. But the fact that you got that out, that you pulled that out of that, was amazing. I mean, I love that. I love it. And so did she. She was like, that's awesome. That was cool. She loved it too, man.
And and not just that he pulled it out, but it's true.
It does.
We were created, and I said this in a poem I wrote, but we were created by and because of love. I mean, and so everything started.
We're created by God, and God is
that's
the
why
ultimate
I said we
love.
were created
if something does not come from love, it
all
does not come
starts
from God.
with love. So yeah, I was like, when I seen that, I said that was good. That was good. We had some good stuff. It was interesting. When you told me, man, and when you sent me the text because I was out, I didn't catch the premiere, and you're like, hey, people are commenting, and
I said these comments are on fire.
They did.
That's what I told them. I was like, you need to get in here because these comments are on fire.
And I was like, all right.
So I was trying to keep up, man.
He's like 10 or 15 comments, the usual. That's what I get. I was like, he's on fire. He just want me to get on. I get on. Wait, what's going on in here? 80? Wait, what's going on in here? Why? You just put this out. It's just premiere.
It was almost instant. I'm sitting there at dinner and stuff.
That was good.
And it was so, because when I try to comment, it's the same thing before these streams. I try to do a little prayer before the streams. And I always try to search my heart before I just blurt stuff out. It's really something I'm trying to really get good at. And the same thing with my comments is like when I read the comments, I'm always, I always want to come from the heart,
Right.
So, but I still like to try to respond fairly soon. So it was cool.
Juneteenth.
Will you do a part 2? Will we do a part 2?
Part 2 on what? What would do? What would it
on
be?
Endure.
Oh, on Endure.
On Endure.
Someone said something about Juneteenth. Part 2.
Oh.
What, like after? I guess after the line.
We do a part 2. We'll think about it.
I mean,
yeah, it's something we can toss around.
Juneteenth, should it be represented by flags? Really?
Juneteenth, should it be represented by flags? Really? Is it supposed to be? I mean, is it represented by? I haven't looked into it, so that's going to be my podcast on Friday is going to be about Juneteenth. I haven't done a lot of research on it. I just kind of know superficially what it's all about. But between now and Friday, I plan on digging deep into it. So, minus Thursday,
Flag
which
Day.
is my anniversary. No, Juneteenth isn't Flag. Flag Day is June 14th is Flag Day. It's also the Army's birthday, and I think it's Armistice Day or something like that. That's when the end of World War I or something like that. June 19th is what they call Juneteenth, which is the end of slavery. So I think you
I
get
love
the
how
dates
he
mixed
made
up.
sure no one else was on the street.
Yeah, that was the other one. Made sure no one else was on the street. It's just a race of two sides in this country. Genius. So, what was my reply to that one? I was like, but is it? The hat. Because the hat that Matu's wearing says society on
They
it.
made sure no one else
So.
was on the street. It's just a race between two sides. Yeah, we didn't. It was
society. So
I think his neighborhood's just quiet, man.
Yeah,
I got
a lot of retirees.
We did
in
not.
neighborhoods.
Someone says like behind the scenes. I was reading your comment. I love this
yeah.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, we'll probably do Rashad Brooks on Friday too. So that'll be a easy stream.
Yeah, Flag Day. No, I love that. Yeah. But let's talk about that. But was we really trying to? I mean, I
think fifth grade class is the one who did it though, because she said sharing this, and I think it's a she, right?
It is.
Yeah. Because I think I've heard you say it before.
Right.
So whoever disliked this may be racist.
So is that why he
No
had
dislikes. She put the disclaimer out there ahead of time for me. She's like,
Well, we
"If
took
you
it
dislike
over the top if you had pinned that.
Oh, yeah, probably. Then he probably would have got some dislikes. So he was like, that's fine. Call me a racist. You're not going to see who I did it.
It's so amazing. That was pretty funny. And you loved that comment. Oh, gosh.
Oh, and Bernie agreed with it, too. So, I think fifth grade is joining forces with Tell.
Oh,
in my troll combatant.
Oh God.
That's my troll-
Okay.
That's my combating
you got your
troll
unit.
squad.
You got a
that's
unit.
That's my troll unit.
Combat.
Goes after him, man.
We're all in a race. It's not about winning. We just. Oh God, I like that fire. There it is, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
We just have to endure.
That's it. I think. Yeah.
That's all I can say to that one.
Yeah.
I'm in, man.
For sure, dude. It's crazy how the white guy starts off
Hey.
with the house, camper, truck, and evolves. Oh, I didn't see that.
It's just on the streets. Yeah,
I
and the
didn't see
thing
that
was,
one.
and that the point I wanted to make coming out of the house was so he what is the Divine Elite, right? Divine Elite kind of caught on to it, but the symbolism behind that, me coming out of the house, was that he had to come to my neighborhood.
Yeah.
To the race.
Yeah,
race.
you said
That's why I
that.
told him. That's why I wanted him to catch me coming out of my house, and he's in my neighborhood, right? So I just got to walk out of my front door to start the race. So everybody was like, "Oh yeah, he just woke up in his pajamas." But the intent was to show that you have to come to you're fighting on my turf. You know what I mean?
Oh,
We're racing
yeah.
on my turf.
For sure. That was.
So that was the significance, but he pulled something even more out of that. You know, you got the house, the camper, and truck, and he just out there. You just out there on the streets. So yeah, he even got even more out of it than that.
That's good.
That's just an interesting observation.
Right? Endure is the only message here. Brilliant. I don't even know if we could take any type of.
Oh, this is the one we're talking about. Open
we
Sesame
can
was the one that said that they were showing that this new, younger, and
Oh,
white
yeah,
generation
that's
is
the one I
different.
read.
Even they are tired and can't understand the racism. This was so that it was Open Sesame that
Open
says
Sesame.
that. So
Okay.
that was talking about the symbolism in the kids. Yeah. And then my reply was, I'm glad you received that. It is such a hopeful outlook and absolutely true. We are evolving quickly as a society. The bigotry will eventually become extinct like the dinosaurs.
Yeah. True.
When will it end? I said, endure, have faith, pray, and continue to love your neighbor. Change is coming. My
Yeah,
friend.
and when I read Jen's comment, I thought that I read your response, and it was a good response because I think that like her, like some kind of took this race and took the video probably the opposite of what we were kind of going for, because she was like, oh, when will it end? I mean, I think she was saying that, and she had the crying emoji because she looked at this, the divide, and black people, they got to work so hard, and we're always a step behind.
But there's another one that
whatnot.
commented similar to that, and I think it might be, I got the rocks at it. We're just going through them now, so I don't think we've got to yours yet, but one of them was similar to that comment that you just made, and my reply to it was pretty good. So it's,
Okay.
I know it's coming up.
I mean,
I love how Dave. This one.
He didn't even know about
David's lover. I love how Dave looks back and says, "Wowzers, he sure is a roast beef." I'm like, I heard that and I'm like, what in the world?
This sure is a rough one, name.
Oh, I was like, man, it was a good imitation. Good imitation.
That was funny. You know what? I was so tired in the morning and just trying to get this done. And I was going to tell you some lines I need you to say and send me real quick. I was like, you know what? I know you said you had something at 11.
Good attitude. It was good. So this is a good one from Burn Bernie. He said, wow, the end evolves race. He's in a suit and Dave is in jeans. Success is different for each of us. I'm touched. And that was intentional.
You caught it. Yeah.
That was intentional. To show that success looks different and that we, for some reason, I feel that, it's like a higher standard even for most majorities to be deemed as a success. You know what I mean? Like for me, just jeans and a t-shirt with my family was success. But this guy, he's got to be in a suit and tie in order to look respectable. I think that's what it is. To be shown as being successful, to look like you are a success.
Wow.
You have to be in a. I mean, you see that more than anybody because of the way you look.
Because what we're taught, and
you dress,
and I never told you.
Because I mean, you're a CEO, but you dress like a.
Oh yeah,
you dress like a bum.
I do. So
you get that all the time.
I spin and I dress and spin like a bum. Like I don't have. I don't pay for it.
So, but that's what I'm saying is that was the whole intent, was to show that and you see it all the time because you would expect a CEO to be in a suit, right? And it's they're not going to respect you if you're not in that suit.
My own employees don't know. I told you I would go to my school. They think I'm.
He's an undercover CEO thing. Remember that show?
Yeah, I seen it, but. And I would go to my school, and they think I'm just a helper, like one of the assistants, and they're like, "Hey, take that trash out for me." And I was like, "All right, cool." I'll be helping out. And can you serve me?
What's your name again? You guys, is that your paycheck? Can you read that signature on the bottom of it?
One time I was gonna do that. I was like, nah, it's all good. But here's the thing, and what people don't know, and I'll explain to you, and the black culture, and my grandma told me this. And I can remember I was probably like 6. I was real young, and because she wasn't even talking to me. She was talking to my 13-year-old brother. But she was like, because he wanted to go to a dance or whatnot, and then he got talking about when can he get a job, when can he go for an interview, and my grandma was like, well, you're not going like that. You're not gonna get no job like that. He's like, and she's like, come here. You're black, so the people out there, they don't want to see you're black. When they see you, they want to see something else. So you have to cover yourself with their clothing. This is her conversation. You have to cover yourself with their clothing, what they feel comfortable with. So, because that's how we blend in. That's how they can see beyond the black. If you don't, they only gonna see you're black. But if you cover what they want you to look and resemble them, in order for them to feel comfortable. And this is just another conversation.
Did you think about that whenever I told you to put on the suit?
Yeah, I did. That was the first thing.
I think you mentioned something about your grandma when I said that.
I did.
I was like, I'm just gonna throw on jeans and a shirt.
I did, and because she actually passed last year, and then I didn't. Sure. Yeah, I didn't. And when you had said it, I started, and I was like, the suit, but I guess it's just another conversation inside of the black community that we have. They feel it's a lot different. We're more knowledgeable and now, but that's something that my grandma said. Black people feel that, hey, we have to dress like them, and we feel we have to camouflage. We have to put on with them, and that was the thought back then.
And that's the thing. It's basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to put on that camouflage in order to grab a piece of that privilege.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In order to avoid that privilege, and that's kind of what I was going for. I think that too, because the people I hang out with. What my church is like and stuff. So
right.
So I've never shied away from the African American society or culture or anything, you know, and eventually people get comfortable with me,
Right.
and I hear these things, and I have some stories like when I was recruiting in South Carolina and stuff that would, yeah, you would relate, but I mean. That's the thing, is that's why people need to hear these stories. White people, you need to hear these stories. You need to hear and you need to understand, and you need to open your mind and listen. These are conversations that the elders in these people's families are having with the children. This was a child, 13-year-old child, that's being taught these things, and it's a necessity. This isn't. I mean, when they have the conversation about, you need to make sure the cops see your hands at all times, don't give them a reason to kill you. When a parent has to have that conversation with a 10-year-old, you know, that's something that you need to realize is specific for the black community. And it affects how that community views society and how each individual within that community views society. So if they seem suspicious of you when you first show up, then you need to realize that. That's why at my church I never had a problem with that. Hardly anybody would talk to me when I first stepped for pastor, because pastor knew me from when we were in the Army.
Right.
But I mean, I got love. The church showed nothing but love and welcoming to me. But when it came to like forming personal relationships and stuff and friendships, it was you know, it took a little while for them to figure out, you know, whether I was okay or not, I guess. You know, and I kind of got that feeling from them. Even though my church is the most loving and welcoming church I've ever been to in my life. That's the reason why I go there, is because it just has this atmosphere from day one. You walk through them doors and it feels like you went home. I mean, you finally showed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You finally went. That's the way it is. But I
been there Sunday. I legitimately I enjoyed the atmosphere and whatnot. The sense I still. As far as the teaching, and that's what I hope to. As far as the teaching, that's my big thing, but and whatnot. But
Kid Play says it's just hard receiving from me sometimes because I'm white. I can see that,
and
that's cool. That's cool. I don't have no problem with that.
And let me say something.
But I appreciate you understanding and having enough self reflection in order to see that,
right.
In order to see that within yourself, that you are having a hard time receiving from me that I'm white. That shows your maturity, your mental maturity, that you can notice that.
After being around you, I'm not just capping here, people, but I will bet everything. My house, my David is the most odd. Because I do see it in the comments and even in my messenger, and especially with that, oh man, I don't know why you're friends with that racist. He's a Trump supporter. This guy is.
I don't even. You notice I had to get that off of my screen.
He's far from not even close to being racist. There is nothing. I will admit. When I first met, and even I think my first time coming on, I can't even remember, but. You know, I just naturally, as a black person, our antennas always goes up. We're always suspecting. Like, you know, in the beginning of this cast, you know, you were saying, yeah, you know, as if I suspect. I got to. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would not be a protector. I would not be that man that God would have me to be if I didn't suspect. It's nothing against you, but, and it speaks to, you know, even with, you know, our guards are we're always suspecting, racism of some sort. Mm-hmm. We're always suspecting each white person to have some sort of racism, even if they're your friend. You're tall, every black person. I mean, so you have to get to know them, and I can say there are races that will tolerate you. There are racist people that will tolerate you because rather it's their profession or they have to, and they will make nice with you. But there is no racist that's just perpetrating, that is what did I say, that is just making it just doing it for theater, that would have you constantly on their podcast, that will interact with you. There's no racists that will have you around their kids or whatnot. Even, we wouldn't be talking as it. I mean, anyway, it wouldn't have you in your home. They can't pretend that. Racists actually have a line. All right, I'll say hi, but my home. Dinner? I've stayed over.
Calling one of my spiritual leaders.
Yes. Like so that's
my
what
pastor's black.
Yeah. So
my spiritual advisor.
So that dialogue. I mean, yeah, we have these moments where we have to address, but like that has nothing to do with black or white. I mean,
you can't have this conversation. You can't have these conversations with a racist
because
they be stumbling over their own words and stuff.
Exactly.
If somebody doesn't, you can't have. Somebody that has this the racist intents or the little stuff going on in the back of their head that they think that all black people are this way or all black people are that way or whatever. People have that going on in the back of their head. They can't have a conversation like that because that would be constantly interfering with what they're trying to say. Unless you see people based off the character instead of the color of their skin, then you're not going to be able to do this.
So
and who said? I think it was MLK that said that his "I Have a Dream" one was that someday we'll be judged by our character instead of by the color of our skin. Content of our character. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
so
which MLK is one of my heroes. Always been. I just love. I mean, I've read so many of his speeches and stuff, and I mean, I think he was a true man of God that was following his purpose. He's like one of the examples that I use. When I think of somebody following their purpose, and he was assassinated, but God allowed him to be martyred in order to that was like the exclamation point on his message, on his purpose for his life. That was the exclamation point that this man of God that served the people, is murdered in the process. So and his legacy still lives today. And probably will live forever.
For sure.
Yeah, and it gets brought up every time we end up in situations like we're in right now, as it should, because it is wisdom.
I missed that one.
Which one we got now?
First time we've seen Matu since the DYI.
Oh yeah,
I missed that one. Yeah. Did Lou see that?
Oh yeah, yeah. She saw it. I'm here for Devolve. Divine Releases. I'm here for Devolve. Little Devolve, I'm here for you. Yep. Oh, and this is a new Debbie Cakes RUS. Yeah, I watched that DYI. I guess that's
Debbie Cakes Russ. Oh, Debbie Cakes Are Us. I guess.
Debbie Cakes
like
Are
Toys
Us.
R Us.
Yeah.
Debbie Cakes Are
probably
Us.
like probably a cooking channel or something.
Cool.
No,
what did he say?
No, it doesn't have any content.
Us. All your new ones are comment.
Yeah. I watched that. It's a DIY. Do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
Yeah, the mask making one.
Yeah. I remember that.
She's got content, man. She does videos. She's been doing videos at the park with the kids. I told her just put them on your Ma2 channel. You don't really need to edit them or whatever.
She don't.
And she's using Power Director too.
Is she?
Yeah. She's using Power Director too. So, Dragon Slow said loved it. Burn Bernie.
That's the one I like.
Burn Bernie says yes, I made it here before drama alert. Dislike. And then he never did. He was here before us all. That's what I got. The Rock said I was here before us all.
He's listening.
He's awesome. I think he may even be struggling to hit that dislike button on this one. Maybe trolls have a heart after all. That's what I said. I was thinking
feeding him.
I was thinking like a real troll, like from like Lord of the Rings or whatever, the trolls and. Hey Evolve. Oh, did you see this one that says we need to boycott Evolve until he uploads?
I did see that.
Yeah, I told him he should.
I got something coming, guys. Tomorrow, I got you. 100. I'm gonna do the Dave Chappelle. I think.
Oh, I got The Rock was the one who said it. This kind of made me angry because it's all so true and it's happening. So I did a really long reply to this one. This is the one I got. The Rock was asking if I read his.
Oh, okay.
But I said, I'm sorry, my friend. It's only through awareness and coming together as community that we can truly endure and create change within our society. We only want to give a simple way to illustrate and provoke thought. Love conquers and endures all.
Yeah.
So that was I understand how it can make people angry, but we have to show these things because there's so many people, I think, of both sides that don't realize that what's going on and once we realize that there is privilege that's happening, then we can affect change to it. You know what I mean? Once we realize that we're part of that privilege, then we could start, seeing people based off the content of their character and not the color of their skin. I mean, but until there's awareness of that, and that was the whole purpose of when we talked about doing this video. That was the whole thing. I was like, the whole purpose is I want to illustrate what privilege is. I want to bring awareness to everyone of what happens within our society, and I want to show it that it's not racist. It's not something that people do consciously. It's just something that is within our society. But through our consciousness, we can change it.
Right.
We can affect change to it, and it will help all of our community.
Everybody.
Everybody. So yeah, that's why I understand how people could get angry watching it, because it's showing things that are happening right now, or even showing the struggles and stuff that it takes for one class of people, and or category of people, or however you want to say it, and not another, just because of the way our society's been built from the beginning. We are evolving out of this. I honestly believe that.
For sure.
So
For sure.
this needs to go viral. What a message of hope. I love you both. I love how both of them wins the race.
It's true. Everybody. This must go viral. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
That's what I said. I just said it. If it serves God's will, then it will be so. It's the only way I view outcomes. I am always just enjoying the process of serving Him, and that touched my heart because when it comes to views, subs. I mean, I talk about. I'm thankful for everybody the 70 subs. That's amazing. I love it. Thank you very much. It's very encouraging to me, but it's like I told Evolve from the beginning. I'll do this for one person. Yep. It doesn't matter. As long as I feel like I'm working within God's will, then I completely disconnect from outcomes. So now I would like to get 1,000 subs, so hopefully I can upload in high definition. High
definition, and that's crazy. I just learned something about you too.
But those are the only things I look at is to provide you guys with a better experience.
You can actually
if it takes
live
me to
on your phone.
If it takes me to get 1,000 subs to go live on my phone, easier to give you guys more. But still, I'm totally disconnected. It'll serve God when it serves God. I mean, this is all in His time. So, I mean, if nobody watches it, or if 10,000 people see it, it's God's will.
I like how you said on His time, because we end up doing it, not even knowing it on the Flag Day, and it had its own symbolism. People bring that out. Oh, you did it on Flag Day, and But on our time, I was kept pushing you like on Monday or whenever I was here. I was like, dude, let's go ahead and do this.
When we gonna do this, man?
Let's get this done. Let's get this done. And stuff came up, and then there was one time I was going to do it, but then you had company that Sunday, and we was going to do it last Sunday. That's fun.
Trauma said, why does this need to go? He did the thumbs down now. He did the thumbs down there. Did the thumbs down there. So this one was funny. Michelle Garcia says, India approve. I see our story of divide and having to work a little harder in this. Thank you.
Oh, for Indians.
For India approve. I think it's interesting how in India, I guess just one Indian can approve for everybody.
Michelle got position.
I know.
Hey, no.
Because Bruno's does that. I think the Luck of the Irish Party does that. India likes this.
We like
India,
this.
we speak for the whole country. All 3 billion. I think it's 3 billion, right? All 3 billion of us love it.
We love it. We approve. India approve. That's what's up. That's so cool. Oh, I seen this. I think you got a new bot. I seen you comment.
he be flipping it up too. Same picture with different
flipping it
names,
up.
right?
Yeah.
You see my comments?
Yeah.
I'm just like awesome times 4, awesome times 5, awesome times 6.
You got a new bot.
It's a new bot.
It's so funny that on all your other videos and whatnot, the bots know which one to promote on. They know that this was gonna be good. So that, I was like, what? Now the bots come in, they know this is gonna be a good one.
Tom, Tim. Remember we had Tom,
We
Tim,
got
and Ted, and
Tim, Ted.
now we got. And look, he's right down here again.
Keep
Keep it going. Keep it going. You're using my name too. You got my name in
They
there.
got your name.
Bold,
They're
man,
tagging.
bold, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how even that bot.
I don't
some
know
macro
how
or
that
something.
is. I seen that. It was so funny.
See, I'm tempted to get rid of him, but I think it's funny. It's funny that it just the way awesome times 1 times 2 times 3.
I know
whatever.
makeup chaos. I know.
I got the Rock again. Says, damn, the white guy knows this is his country and knows he don't have to work hard.
Oh yeah, that's what
He
he's
come to the race of life in his PJs. That's the one, the
No,
PJ one.
right.
Yeah. I said, it's interesting you see that. I encourage you to look at it from different perspectives, as you may see different meanings at work here. No, I absolutely am not saying you are wrong at all. Only saying that we see things from the lenses of our own experiences. This was a collaboration of 2 people with completely different lenses, and it shows.
Oh yeah.
So I think your idea was the PJs.
Yeah.
Pajamas was your idea.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, let's just.
Yeah, your idea was the PJs, and yeah, mine was to be coming out of the house. And
Yep.
Like, oh, I'm just coming into this, That was awesome. Please clip that part about
going.
racism.
Love it. What was that?
God, we need to do that. I wish there was a way
Oh,
I could
talking
mark.
about-
I guess I could just write the time period down. How long ago was we talking about that? I get lost when I start running my mouth.
Yeah, I think
Tell.
I start.
So what was that? About 15 minutes ago? 10 minutes ago?
Yeah,
We're almost at
probably
3
a while.
hours.
I started to talk about.
Why does it have an end on it? Like, is that as much time as they're going to give us or something?
Shoot.
You see?
Yeah. Oh wow. No, because we did a 24-hour.
I know. That's
Oh,
weird.
maybe the system? Does the system have it? Is this OBS? No, this is YouTube.
This is YouTube, yeah.
Oh. I don't know. That's
So let's say it's, I'm going to say it's probably around 2:30 in.
that's another reason why you need that 1,000 subs. That way you can clip on the fly. Start recording.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can highlight. Like right now, I
Yeah,
could just
see,
highlight. I can highlight the
it's-
next 10 minutes.
If I was good at that, as soon as I stop my train of thought and try to hit record, then I'll completely lose my train of thought, and then I just lose that inspiration, because I thought about doing that, because I go on these rants with Lou all the time, with Matu. I go on like every morning, just about. I'll wake up with some other kind of inspiration in my head, and it's usually something biblical, or
Right.
because I get up with Pastor every morning, so.
Yeah. So.
I'm going to tell Bruno. Jen says she's going to tell. Well, I'm thinking Jen is Jennifer, or like. something.
Oh, okay.
Jen, so I'm making an assumption that female, just because of Jen. So
She's talking about India, Bruno, when you were. Just
Yeah,
talking
Bruno,
about Bruno. How Bruno is speaking for India. And
Oh,
it's
oh,
funny
okay,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
keep it going. So yeah, the lenses thing though, I thought that was because I think that really highlighted that how it was coming from 2 different
Yep.
lenses.
So true.
So, and then we got the bot some more. Why? Oh, this is Kid Play 360. He's the one who said he doesn't like receiving it because I'm white, and he says here that why bring Black Lives Matter in this video? I don't get that. It seems baiting a bit. So it was Kid Play that brought that up. Kid Play 360. So, and I said it's all about symbolism. We want it to be more thought provoking than baiting. I'm sorry if you thought that was what was happening. It was not the intent. So yeah, that was definitely not the intent.
Exactly. And I know even in the making, you specifically said that, and you specifically wanted to take out some of the ideals. So we did some of the ideals because you felt like it would be baiting, and you're like, hey, that's not the message, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not about what I can get and what the white person can get. I don't need to be riding my bike or my truck or whatnot, and you know, it's not about me getting.
It's not about me having, because I didn't want it to be about how, you know, some people are born with more advantage. There's a difference between privilege and advantage.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Some people are born, like my kids are born way more advantaged more advantaged than I was. You know, I was, you know, my family was way more poor than my kids are, or I am with my kids.
Yep.
So, but I mean, that's our intent as parents, is we always want our kids to be more successful. So, but I didn't want to show that advantage. Because I think, you know, advantage isn't the message. The message is about privilege. So showing that advantage would just detract from it. And the same thing as if we showed the division between the races, not the division between the race. If we started emphasizing that division, then it would become more about race than it would be about privilege. So we wanted to show a racial subject without it being completely racist based, or I don't know how you want to say it. So I didn't want to show it as being a racist thing, because I think that's what detracts from the message when we're trying to teach people what it means, what this privilege means within society. The message is that it's not racist and it's not about advantage.
Exactly.
So that's where people get it confused, and so and I think that it came through pretty well.
White privilege is heavy at work in this video.
No, who said that? David's lover, he nailed it, man. He nailed it. I said, and then I'm like, think so? That was sarcasm right there when I said, think so? Because I mean, that was the.
Dang, this bot went off.
Oh yeah, man, and it changed names too. Yeah, the bot's still going, man. Oh, this was the first one, so it's just, you know, just how I hit my time. Anyone noticed Devolve?
Yeah, he was in there. He was like, it had everybody in there.
Yeah, had everybody in there. So I was just about to say that. That's right. All hands on deck. Full crew. Oh, and then the bot says he's looking forward to my next video.
Oh, look at that.
Bot out that one too. Said it twice, just in case I didn't hear it the first time. Shit, hey, somebody let me know. Do you think I should delete the bot's comments? I'll delete it and report them. I don't know. I'm torn. Have I deleted anybody's comments? Have I ever deleted a comment?
Keep them up there. It's engagements.
Oh, the only comments I've deleted have been obvious spam, or there's like, you get like these links to like sex sites or something that goes to the spam folder, and you can see it in your studio. It says possible spam. I've deleted those, but I've never deleted anybody's comments.
Yeah,
so, and even though I've had quite a few members of my community suggest that I delete some and ban some people and stuff, I haven't done it yet. So this video really this is Makeup Chaos. I think Makeup Chaos is in here.
Okay.
This video really gives insight on white privilege versus black privilege. It's not even getting stuff free, but getting granted privilege free. Exactly. You nailed it.
Yeah.
And I said it's amazing how each person seems to come away with this video feeling or seeing something different. And yeah, that's really the intent, was to show that. And it's also, there was also a message of hope we were trying to convey, that it may be a struggle, but there's community and stuff that lifts you up and can help you through. And if you persevere, you know, the victory is there for you. So. Meh.
He liked it.
Nah,
He liked it.
he was like that.
He liked it when I seen that.
Oh, here we go. This is Libertarian Devil. This one was interesting. At 20 seconds, you see the numbers 436. That's my address. On November 1996, 436 people picked the lucky daily lottery number of 666, each winning $500.
So,
the end time is near.
So did you look this up? Did you?
No, I didn't. Did you?
I did.
Is it true?
He's very true. If you look it up, I think it was like November 10th. He's talking about 1996. 436 people. Now they didn't get $500. It's they got between $200 and $500, but they all picked the number. They had
666.
666. They all picked 666, and they all received that, whatever wherever you want, however you want to take
it's
that.
good.
But and did you stop your video at 20 seconds?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah,
Did you?
No, I did, and it was just it was your
Address.
But I didn't sing 436. I sing 4360. I don't know if that involves.
That's what politicians do, right? They just take the portion of the facts that they want to use, right? That fits their agenda.
So I was like, okay.
So Sesame says, "You're doing too much." Drama says, "There's too much cough syrup for you." That was good. It's too much cough syrup. That was the one I was going to talk about. I don't like insulting people. So, it's too much cough syrup. I just said that's deep. That's deep. It's real deep.
So what do you think of that?
It's interesting that it's true. I don't have no idea what that has to do with this video, though.
It's saying that it means that we're saying the
times
end times is near.
That's good.
Is that what?
Is
that what we were trying to get?
But we have to have a millennia of Christ reigning on earth. So I
Is
want
that-
my millennia first.
It was were we trying to convey the end times were near? Was that symbolism? Because I guess we're given behind the scenes.
Maybe that was what some people got. You have to expect that.
We
And
did
why does
not
his name
know.
got to be Libertarian Devil? I mean, does he have a YouTube
That's
channel?
what I was trying to tell you. Like,
Does
is
he
he
have a YouTube
anti? Is he saying that he is?
Ooh, he's got a pretty
he's got a
banner.
very bad.
That's pretty.
With the mist,
But
kind
no-
of devilish.
Why would he have he's got a nice banner, and I should subscribe to him, huh?
Oh,
He doesn't have any content.
you know what that? He's an anarchist.
Oh, is it?
It's that's the symbol. That's it's the upside.
AA?
Yeah, it's something
He's
anarchic.
like an American anarchist or something?
No, it's absolute anarchist.
No, why would he have libertarian? Libertarians aren't absolute
I'm
anarchists.
telling you, that's what that symbol is, dude. Oh my phone. I'm telling you. Real quick.
I wish he was on here.
YouTube. No, Google. That you'll find that symbol. Like maybe, I don't know. Type in absolute anarchist or something like that. I don't know. Hey. And you put Antichrist.
Yeah, I really messed it up. Huh?
AA.
I guess I write Christ anarchist, right? Oh no, that.
Like anarchy. Just go with anarchy.
I did spell it right.
Did you? No, that can't be right. Go to images.
Anarchist.
Narrow the search down to images. Click on it. AA. I don't think.
Yeah, this is the common,
Huh.
the anarchist symbol.
Anarchy.
There's 2A right there, but it's not the same. This is upside down. One's
Yeah,
upside down.
I'm telling you, it's like absolute anarchy.
Accidental anarchist. That's pretty good.
Do anarchy.
Anarchy. Anarchy in the USA.
Anarchy. Anarchy. Absolute. See that? Actual anarchy.
Actual
That's
anarchy.
what it is. I
That's
knew
what it
was
is.
something.
Actual anarchy.
I know it was absolute or actual anarchy.
Actual anarchy. So that's what the Libertarian Devil's little symbol is in the comments is actual anarchy.
So, what do you think about it? Libertarian anarchists? Is that possible?
No. Well, libertarians are anarchists. We believe in anarchy, but being libertarian, we believe that the state does have the duty to protect. So we believe in an anarchist society. Like people should be the ultimate libertarian society would be virtual anarchy, except that your rights end where my rights begin. So in an anarchist society, it could get to the point where only the strong survive. It'd be like Darwin's rule. So you know what I mean? Only the powerful, strong could dominate the weak. So in a libertarian society, government would be imposed to protect the weak from the strong. So so that the strong aren't able to violate the rights of the weak. So everybody is free.
Okay.
So Darth Yoda said he loves anarchy.
Yoda's back.
Absolute anarchy. What's up, Yoda? How's New York? We were talking about New York earlier.
We were.
We were.
With Jay-Z.
Yeah, with Jay-Z. He's in New York. So what do you think about the video, Yoda? Ebony and Ivory. That's what you showing your age. That's an old song.
White guy, the only one that stopped to show respect for the flag.
Oh wow, I didn't see this one.
Wow.
I got the Rock said that one too.
Okay. Oh my God, that's no. I was reading that next comment. That's funny.
Black guy is on the ground during the national anthem
No,
again. Disgusting. Really?
I was reading Captain's. Saying the cop is thick.
Oh, I told her about that one too. It's like he said I'm fat. I was like, no, thick.
That's a
like
good
you
thing.
hot,
Right? That's funny.
You looking good. Looking good, babe.
That's a new song. Gotta keep your eye on that guy.
I know. Right?
Oh.
Never seen it spelled with 2 C's.
That's hilarious. Black guy is only on the ground
During the national. Disgusting. Gosh. That's Debbie Cakes again. The one good one up there. Same with I Got the Rock. I had a good comment up there, and then.
They're commenting as they see the video.
Oh, as they're watching the video. Yeah, I see. So, yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, it's interesting that you would notice that. Yeah, like I said, everybody sees this through their own lenses. They're gonna see certain things through their own lenses.
Pretty amazing.
So yeah. I get it. The kids are saying Black Lives Matter to encourage the black guy, and the flag is encouraging the white guy.
Oh yeah.
Damn y'all good. Oh, that's good. I mean, these ones I must have just come through.
M is my baby. Hey, I got an M fan. You got an M fans over here now.
Oh, M is my
Bay boy.
Bay boy. Okay.
I'm thinking you talking about Eminem or she. That must be a she.
This was a good catch right here. The Wishbone Course says the same water the cop gave the white man he used to hinder the black man. Shake my head. So I said, good eye, catch something as small as a water bottle through awareness is change.
Yeah, that was a
Just,
great catch because with the editing and the position, it was hard to even.
Yeah, it was hard to see it. Yeah,
Hard
it's
to-
hard to
hard
see
to-
the water bottle.
Hard to see.
That was the water bottle was intentional.
That was great.
as
That
well.
was intentional. That was good.
Yoda says, I'm sick of hearing about racism. Racist, I am not. He actually said that like Yoda. Racist, I am not.
Yeah.
We got you, Yoda. I know, but man, it's not time to move on from it yet. This is a thing that needs to be discussed within our society, I guess you could say.
Behind the scenes breakdown. I thought Jen was an Indian. One of your Indian subs.
She is.
She's up late.
Oh, I know, right? Oh, yeah, she's talking. It's no, it's 7 a.m.
Oh, it's in the
It's
morning.
almost 7 a.m.
Oh, okay.
there. Yeah, it's easy. It's 12. They're 12 hours ahead,
Oh.
or 12 hours behind.
Okay.
One or the other. There's
Oh.
a 12-hour difference, just about. I'm gonna say it. All lives matter. Yoda, you want it?
So you get me going, man. That's a whole stream, man.
We love you, Yoda. Your life matters.
Your life matters.
Hey,
Don't get it all going.
Did we-
I smell salmon and
Do you?
I do.
Oh man, we might have to get it.
Donald Trump keeping America great. Oh, he is a Trump supporter.
Keep making America great again.
Where did that come from?
Drama.
No, I mean, where was he?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea why that's. But I mean, it's not hostile or threatening to any of my other commenters, and it's not using any foul language or anything. He knows my rules. He's read my description where I talk about how to keep it civil and stuff. So he knows. He likes tap dancing in the gray a little bit, but he's very careful not to. But because I know he's like, if I deleted that comment, I bet you he would be all over the comments like, oh, I post something about Donald Trump, then you go and delete it. It's funny because you got people saying, oh, this guy's a Trump lover, and then you got people who are like saying, oh, you just hate Trump. Dude, he subbed. Did you read that for that video? So I was talking to this guy. He was like, "Oh yeah, I love what you're saying about libertarianism and everything. And it's great and stuff." And then he's like, "I'm subbing," and he subs, and then he's like, "So what do you think about Trump?" And I was like, So I started saying like some of the things that he's done that's been okay for the economy, which were libertarian philosophies. But
I
then
think he said
the
I
bad
thought
things and
you
stuff.
were supposed to be smarter than that. Or
Yeah,
whatnot.
and then he was like, "Oh, yeah, you're bashing our president. You hate Trump and blah blah blah." And then he unsubbed me, I guess.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I saw it. I don't know where I was. I had it on list right, and I could see. I saw it go. Okay.
Okay. I had one good one. If you bring up my Facebook, I guess before we leave, I think we already went over it, but I had.
That's true. Do you think that's racist if somebody says, "Hey, I have black friends"? I honestly think that's this subliminal thing that's put into people's minds now. That as soon as a white person says, "Oh, I have black friends," then that proves that you're racist.
I had
It's
this true story. I had this one white friend.
I don't have any black friends.
I had this white friend racist. He said,
So that's racist.
No. I'm saying the white friend was racist. I'm pretty sure of it. It was racist.
Pretty sure.
So he said, he's like, I can't be racist. I have a black friend. And
That's
I
racist.
challenged him on
That's
it.
racist.
I said, show me your black friend. And he points to the guy that he showed was a black guy, and the black guy just so happened to be singing. He was like, I walk this empty street on the boulevard of bro. He was singing the whitest song. I was like, that's the black friend you're talking about.
So there's a criteria that if you're gonna have black friends, they gotta be blacker.
If that is your source, if that is your
That's what
source,
I'm saying.
no.
So there's a level of blackness before you can have a black friend that makes you not racist.
For races, you gotta have a really hardcore black friend.
Quality.
You have a quality
It's not quantity.
black friend. Quality. I don't think I wouldn't even match it for a race. I won't even match it. I wouldn't reach the level of blackness that you would need to overtake, to outmeasure a racist. In order for a racist to use a black person, that black person has to be he might have to have a teardrop. Like, he has to be a hardcore black, I'm serious. To make your racist. That's around though. You tell what we've done bid on too long.
Yeah, right. Once we hit 3 hours, man, that's when it just starts getting stupid. You see that, right? We hit 3 hours. It just gets stupid. It just starts going stupid from there.
Right.
So, I bleed red. So do we.
Whitney San Evolve, The Hood Don't Bump Green Day. I like Green Day. Hey, look, you caught on to that. You knew what song we was talking about, too.
That is Green Day. That's right. I was trying to, Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Yeah.
I like Green Day. That's what I was thinking. Oh, man, that was funny.
That is true, though. People do consider that racist. It's like I say I have black friends.
That is.
You know, that's why I don't say that most of the time.
That's your criteria.
That's why I don't say that most of the time.
No.
But yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I think that's something that media has put into people's heads too. That as soon as you say I have black friends, I think the thing is that if you have to use that to justify something, then you may need to check and see if you're racist. You know what I mean? If you have to constantly be saying, "But I have black friends," then why do you have to keep bringing that up? I think that's the question you need to ask yourself if you have to keep bringing it up. I mean, but if you're just in a conversation about race and you're like, I have a lot of black friends, like I just said earlier, I embrace the culture and because I want to learn, I want to understand, that's a totally different meaning. But some people use it to justify, like, oh, I can say and do racist things because I have a black friend that makes it okay. No. Doesn't.
Not at all, man.
Not at all,
Not at all.
So, and like I say, words have power, and I don't know if I ever told you this. We had a nursery rhyme when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So this is like probably 40 years ago. Probably kid, like 7, 8 years old. We had a nursery rhyme. Now, there was hardly any black, a lot of Hispanics in my neighborhood in LA, but very few, if any, black people in the neighborhood. But we had a nursery rhyme. The Any, Mini, Miny, Mo nursery rhyme. So how does it go for you?
Any, mini, miny, mo. I think kids catch a tiger by its toe. If he howls, let him go. Any, mini, mo.
Yeah,
Yep.
replace tiger.
Oh. Oh, wow.
That was the nursery rhyme. That we had.
Really?
And
Oh,
it wasn't until years later that I was like, I had a racist nursery rhyme when I was a kid. you know?
Right. Oh, wow.
And it like shocked me. I was like,
Who saw the new
wow.
Dave Chappelle? We did see that.
Yeah, we see that. We were gonna do a reaction. He's got a potty mouth. So.
He does. He's real. Like.
Yeah. Oh, there's been a lot of reactions. Did you see Candace Owens' tweets?
No.
Really classy, man. I'm not a big Candace Owens fan, but she tweeted about Dave Chappelle.
Really?
Yeah. So I should have brought it up, man. I could probably bring it up since we're just chilling now. Oh, well, we weren't. Yeah, we were done with the comments on my channel. You
Yeah.
have some on yours, and then we have some on Facebook. A few on Facebook that we could still go through, but this is it's pretty cool. I was impressed with her.
Reconnecting for some reason. All right. Guess my timer's up.
I'm curious if mine's just gonna die at 3:50. Oh, we're not gonna make it that far. I doubt if we'll make it that far. Come on, it was really? Let's see. Maybe it's here. Yeah, so let's see if does it show her actual tweets. Yeah, so the first one says she says, to every Democrat tweeting me the clip of Dave Chappelle insulting me, I'm not a leftist. I have a sense of humor, and I think comedians should make fun of people. Dave Chappelle is one of the greatest comedians of all time, and I made it onto one of his specials. That's power.
That's good stuff. That's a great response.
That was a great. But that's not the only one. She did another
That's
one
a
too.
great response.
She had another one too. Jesus, all ads. She had an even better one about, basically thanking him and calling him out and saying, hey, whenever you want me to come over and if you want to say that to my face, then let's do this, right? She calls him out on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not even showing that one. Man, she tweets a lot.
She does.
But anyways, check that out because then the other one.
Oh, they
was,
set the Wendy's on fire.
yeah, they burned it down.
They
They burned that Wendy's down.
They burned that Wendy's down.
Burned it down.
Oh boy, yeah, I've got like 2 clips I had to show you at doggone. So one is just officer explaining
Candace Owens just locked up my computer.
why the cops was justified, but
Who said it?
yeah, it's a few cops.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
saved the
it's-
2 videos and
It's
something.
interesting. I think these ads, baby, something is dragging my computer down bad.
Yeah, I just got the,
Oh, yeah, I'm
I
getting
just
some-
got the same thing, so I was like,
Oh, maybe we're having some.
so I was like, you know what? Forget it. I just had to close it.
Yeah, maybe we're having some Wi-Fi problems.
Or maybe T-Mobile.
Evolve. If a cop killed me for no reason, do you think they'd be protesting?
Depending on the circumstances.
Yeah, probably, considering the circumstances. Maybe Dark Yoda lives matter.
Yeah.
DYLM. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a systemic problem of abuse, regardless of race. I think it's just now beyond that. You know what I mean? I think it is a matter of just cops killing indiscriminately
Right.
for no reason when it's not necessary. So I think that's significant. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think there should be. If a cop killed you for no reason, there should be some protesting. You know, until there's some reform and something that's
Yeah.
done about it. Bill Burr now he's just like Dave Chappelle. I don't know who's Bill Burr.
He's a white guy. Not that funny to me, but he's funny. He does stand up.
I think does political comedy and stuff.
He does. It's interesting.
Yoda said he have questions. He dominating chat now. Did we miss something?
Everybody's letting them go.
Yoda, get it off your chest, Yoda.
Everybody's just letting them go.
Get it off your chest. Just don't do none of those.
This is not about race. Yeah, that was just Neil Thomas. I did like that one. She was like, this was not about race. It was about exposing victory regardless of your privilege or not. Yeah.
You can see that from there.
He said he can do that.
Yeah, I guess that was a.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that was not the best. So everybody reacted to that Chappelle video, though. I don't know if we got anything to add to all the already.
Dang it! And I ain't even seen it. Dang, even CNN.
Yeah, CNN even reacted to it. What in the world is going on? Is it profiling when I get pulled over in a certain neighborhood and the cop asks what I'm doing here?
No, this happened with me
Yes, that is profiling.
in my own yard.
Yeah, like pulling over and cops pulling you over in your front yard.
Yeah, my front yard. That's all I know. That's
for
basically what they do.
for pulling weeds without a license in
Yeah.
your front yard or something.
I wanted to make sure, this was my place. And one, actually, I was walking into the driveway.
So yeah, I think if they're pulling you over for no other reason, just because you're in a certain neighborhood, then yeah, I think that is profiling. I mean, why the heck is he pulling you over? Am I being detained? That's one of libertarians. That's libertarians.
Yes, in New York, don't they got the stop and frisk or what?
Oh yeah, they got stop and frisk.
They
can do that. So
yeah, they can do that.
So one of the libertarians' favorite things is like if they ask a libertarian a question, they come back with, "Am I being detained?"
Am I being
detained? Like so, so if this and this and this and that, and taxation is this and this and that, and then you want to put it over here and do this with that, then is that the right thing to do? Am I being detained? That's what they do. Like if a libertarian doesn't feel like answering the question, am I being detained? Am I being detained?
All right.
So,
I'm gonna go.
if your significant other, your spouse, your wife or husband, is asking you questions that you don't feel like answering, that's what you tell them.
Good stuff.
Am I being detained? Taxation is theft.
Yeah.
We have a lot of little one-liners.
That's fun.
Happened to you yesterday. I told him to go stop crime.
Yeah.
Right? That's a good reply, Yoda.
That's good. Good reply.
So what type of neighborhood were you in, and why do you think he stopped you? So that's all he asked. He didn't say you got a tail light out, your license plates backwards.
Dirty license.
Yeah,
plate,
dirty.
you can't see
Nothing.
it.
No reason to stop you whatsoever, but he pulled you over just to find out why you were in a certain neighborhood.
Yeah, I remember him being pulled over for a dirty license plate. He actually said he could not read. He couldn't read the numbers. And it's like it was dirty. It was dirt. So I needed to pull you over. That's what I remember. He couldn't read my license plate. I was like, I said it was fine. It's not dirty.
You were in a Spanish neighborhood. And Yoda's.
Oh! You ain't gonna believe this.
He didn't say anything. He pulled him over for absolutely no
You
reason.
not gonna believe this. So
You should get his badge number and file a complaint. There's no reason for him to pull you over.
I gotta take care of that.
You only should be detained if there's reasonable cause.
$587
For your trespassing?
for my trespassing, and I gotta. This is what they were saying, and also there is a if I don't. Apparently during the whole corona while the courts was closed, I was supposed to appear but the courts was closed. Like I was supposed to appear within 20 days to take care of the ticket, the citation.
Within 20 days?
Yeah, that's what they told me. I was supposed to appear within 20 days. And by, this was during the heart of everything. Everything was closed. It was nothing. So,
He said
I'm on the run.
He got a benchmark. He got a benchmark.
I found this out. I found this out yesterday.
We got him.
We got him. I was like, what? I kid you not.
Your neighbor's gonna turn you in.
Nigga, this is insane.
You know who knocked on your door, right?
Oh my god.
They're gonna turn you in.
That was insane. I was like, and I just laughed.
You give me some money, I'll bail you out.
It's like, let me. What was I?
He said he got pulled over because he had an Evolve bumper sticker.
Probably so. I got bumper stickers. Yeah, so that was
In a Spanish neighborhood. Yeah, because you ain't got no
I got Spanish pants.
Spanish friends.
Yeah, that was good stuff. I'll take care of that tomorrow.
I told you should fight it.
I am.
Yeah,
I don't go down there. I'm not paying a lot of money. I'm not paying anything. That was my whole intentions. I've been waiting for the court show.
You got a shirt that says "Cops' lives are not important to me."
Oh, that's gonna get you pulled over.
Did that might
That frustrates them.
yeah, they might not like that too much.
No. Yeah.
I like cops, most of them.
Yeah, cops.
What else you got in here?
I really.
Oh, everyone had black shoes on.
Ow.
Represents Black Lives Matter. That's amazing.
We didn't all have black shoes. I did look at the video when I seen that.
Yeah, that's
I was like, okay.
good catch. that is amazing.
I know.
I didn't even realize that.
We wasn't.
Significant.
We didn't say, guys, let's all put on black shoes.
No, we did not. Just happened to be that way. The boys had their black Nikes on. And Lou, remember she couldn't find shoes to wear?
She couldn't.
So she just put those slip-ons
And
on?
we were laughing at her about them.
Yeah. Well, even if I would have found my combat boots, and she
Were
would have
they
put
black?
those on for the they're black, yeah.
Oh, they're black.
I wasn't going to give her my desert boots.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because I didn't think that would look
Right.
police-ish.
Right.
Arnie says that you should have blown up everywhere.
My mom said, booyah. That's how she talks.
So they weren't black shoes, they were just dirty.
So that's my mom. How would she think live?
I know.
Let's
What?
call her.
Oh, you call
Let's
your-
see what she think
call
of
your
it. She
mom.
just put booyah.
Oh, is that your mom?
That's all she put. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's her right there.
Oh, she's pretty.
There you go. Let's see. I got a little time.
She's dropping. Booyah!
That's it. Mom, I want you to respond. Tell me. That's just.
I liked your comment.
You liked it. Mom, I'm trying to. Alright. Contacts. Mom. 225. Gotcha.
Don't give your mom's phone number out.
I'm not. And she's busy.
No, I wonder if the network went down again.
Maybe. Because you know what? I
Because
didn't.
that's what it was doing yesterday when my mom tried to call me.
Because I wasn't on. It's weird. Oh, it's ringing for you.
Yo,
We got network. We're live still. So do we have network outages again? Because
Yeah.
Evolve here is getting busy signal when he tries to call his mom.
really?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Should be good.
Is he on Wi-Fi?
No. No, I'm on mine.
No, he's on regular T-Mobile.
No, should be good.
All good. Try it again.
That's weird.
Okay. Is she on landline?
Hmm.
Is she on a landline? Or does she have a cell phone?
No, this cell phone. This is her cell phone. I'm pretty sure.
Maryland?
Maryland. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, babe.
Is that the right number?
Oh, they want some more Ma 2 content. Why don't you post those videos that you take at the park and stuff? Why don't you post them to Ma 2? No, just.
Yeah, I'm working another video where they're doing they go to sleep in their fort on Fridays.
Yeah, just post it up there. You'd be surprised at what kind of reaction you get to that. Yoda's on a roll. He said Evolve's phone matters. Evolve's mom matters.
My mom matters.
All right, babe. I'll talk to you in a bit. Is the
Okay.
dinner ready?
It's for you guys. We're leaving. We're going to bike ride.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Come on, boys. Vámonos.
Did you guys eat already?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, not David. He didn't want none of it. So
Okay.
everything's on the table.
okay.
Hi, your dad. Live.
Chantel.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Bye.
My bad.
Bye. Come on.
See, that's the thing, man. Every time I have you on, these streams go like 2-3
Dude.
hours.
You set a limit, man.
Need to.
You just gotta set it.
Need to. We need to.
Uh-huh.
We need to set limits.
Gotta set and stick with it.
Yeah.
We say 6.
I was thinking hour and a half.
Yeah. 4:30,
Like
5:30.
5:30. Well, I'm gonna move it because I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that's why I said 6.
I'm thinking of moving it to 5. Moving it to 5, and then eventually maybe moving it to 6.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking of 5. Maybe we'll just go 5:30, because then that'll be like right when Lou gets home. We're like, hey babe, and then
oh,
do
okay.
the stream, and see how that works. Because like I could have already had dinner already. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and then we could just if I moved it to 6 though, I mean we could sit here all night. I don't care, because then I already had dinner
Dinner.
and everything would be good. So.
Sure. You see what you can put that up.
So I'm thinking 6. I think I'm gonna move
6.
Tuesday to 6.
Yeah, later's always better.
Huh?
Said later's always better though.
Yeah,
Start-
yeah. I think because this is when
start
people
that.
start coming on anyway.
Yeah,
So.
start having less things to do too.
Yeah, like winding down or whatever.
Right.
So, oh yeah, you had.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get. Oh, hold up. Let me.
So that was it for the YouTube stuff. I mean, Facebook and my YouTube. Then you had some interesting.
I don't think they liked it.
They didn't. I don't. You had 90 views though.
You're killing it, man. Look at that. Oh.
Hello?
Hey, hey. Hey, could you send me a I'm not there. Can you send me a picture of the warrant?
Oh.
I gotta take care of it tomorrow.
Okay. I'm not at the house right now.
Oh.
I'll take it when I get home. I will.
Okay. All right. Hey, do you have my mother's number?
You have what's my mom's number? Oh, let me hold on.
Can you text it? I'm thinking I'm getting a little. Sorry. Oh, say that again. I know. I gotta save it this time.
No, stop using my phone number for your stuff. Like,
Is that your sister?
It is. Oh, got you.
You see?
Yeah. I think I got the wrong number.
You got the wrong number for your mom. What? You want me to call my mom?
Yeah.
443-359 number?
I don't. Let me see. Is it 225?
No.
Oh, can you give me the area code?
443.
Yep.
Okay.
Just so I can remember. 4. Oh God. She hung up before.
You should just tell her to text it to you.
Yeah, text it. I got a wrong number.
So you had 10 comments.
Okay.
Mad respect to Evolve. I'm white, but I'm very Irish, and my ancestors didn't have it easy either. I have respect for all people and hope we can all live in harmony together one day. That's nice.
Oh, that was good.
Oh, and he replied to his own. He said, "Thanks, man, for the." Oh, I don't see your reply.
Oh yeah, I did reply. I think I just said thanks, man.
I like how you don't hold back during your videos. Any chance you want my SoundCloud link? I do positive hip hop. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yo, I love the video, bro. I have to check his
This is how it is. Black people have it so much harder to reach their success when you're white. You can sometimes easily
Your call
stroke
has
it.
been forwarded to an op.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, some people see things. Glad you okay. Ain't been uploaded for a while. Truth triggers sometimes.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. I love. Peace. I guess.
Iron Mike
Game 10.
Tyson.
Game 10.
Yeah, that was the guy that said stupid video.
Mike Tyson.
He hated the video.
Stupid video. Now is not the time for jokes.
I didn't know.
I like your reply though. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on what part of this did you find as a joke.
Right.
It's a good reply.
Right.
I'm curious too. What part was a joke?
Maybe. Look at that.
This was not the typical Libertarian minute that
No, but
had jokes in it.
it's funny the different type of audience that flock to it. Like this got like 90 views in 4 hours. I think you were way up there in 4 hours.
Oh, I think it's like 18 hours was like 4,000 views or something.
Your call has been
It
forwarded.
was a few hundred at least in the first 50 minutes. Yeah, it's. Well, yeah, you're in. I can't see when it was posted, but yeah, you're at 90 views right now.
Look at that.
You're with 25,000 subscribers.
Like, we don't want to hear about that.
We don't care.
Don't care.
We want to hear about. We want to hear about
What did
couch
Lord
sitters.
Jamar do?
Yeah, we want couch sitters.
Oh God, that's funny. Yeah,
I still think we could do something with couch sitters.
I even got a dislike.
You got a dislike. I still ain't got a dislike.
It's too
I'm just I'm thrilled that everybody liked that.
Nah,
video
that's
so much,
awesome,
man.
dude.
Yeah. 5.7K.
That's the biggest.
Yeah. Nothing.
And to my support, I did say, hey, this is going to be the biggest one.
That's true. It looks like it probably will be if it keeps getting shared.
And
did
they
it
was
go-
all like, oh, you say that.
Yeah, I say that about all of them. But hey, they keep getting better. You know, it's like how can we keep talking? Like 420, I think was a really, really good one.
420.
I wonder if we could do one on Juneteenth.
We did one,
I wonder if we could do one on Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. Oh, Mom's calling it that.
Oh, Mom's calling you back, huh? All right, well, before we close this out,
Yeah.
let's say hi to Mom.
Let's say. Let's put her on speed. Hey, what's going on, Mom?
You cuggy little one.
I'm doing.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. You're you're just FYI, we are live, and I'm actually live with the neighbor down the street. You know, the video. You see my recent video of the race of the black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Dave, the one that I was racing with. He has a podcast, so I'm actually beside him. So Dave is here. He's been we talk about you quite a bit on the.
How you doing, ma'am? Nice to meet you.
You too. Your dad here too, Lord. I got it on speaker.
Oh, okay. So, what did you think of the video? I seen the booyah. I was like, I don't know what booyah mean, Dave. She just put booyah.
Booyah mean you won the race.
Yeah.
But I understood what you was putting out there.
Yeah. So what was asking all the subs? What did you think of the What did you think the message was?
Huh?
What did you think the message was, huh?
For as regardless of which your race is, we just come together as one.
Oh.
I think that's how I seen it. Regardless of what's going on, everybody is not the same.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
That is a good message. That no matter the struggles or what we go through, we all have that same goal. We all have that
That's
same
right.
goal. It's just to
That's right.
be successful and be
There's
happy.
a lot going on, and a lot of folks is just, some folks are just ignorant. But I understood what you were saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Did I catch you at a very busy time? It sounded like you're working.
No, I was getting ready to take me a bath, and right now I'm fixing your dad something. I'm fixing his plate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we in Philly.
Oh, you're in Philly. All right.
Yeah.
Go Eagles.
Oh,
Hold on a
man.
minute.
We don't
You
do.
remember Muhammad?
I do. The mechanic he used to work. Didn't he have a shop or whatnot?
Yeah, I run this shop.
Oh, you run the shop now. Okay.
I work on houses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got the shop. They don't do no work here, not unless I'm here.
What? Okay. Is this North Philly? North?
Yep, North Philly, right off of Grant Street.
Right where we used to stay. Grats. Oh, grats and rats. I tell them these stories of how the rats tormented me. I don't even know if I told Dave. No. They were big rats. They used to torment me personally, and they would. Yeah, it was me. Yes, and I wish I was as knowledgeable as I was now, because you wouldn't have to pay any rent, because by law, they have to provide But anyway, that was
Them East Coast rats are no joke.
They're bad. They're bad. They're bad.
They hold it from me.
Hey, one thing Mom, no, you can confirm, because I always tell Dave this. How many times have I been sick?
Never.
Yeah.
I know.
You even ate a bad sub.
Mark, you telling about you ate my half of sub that I gave you,
And everybody got sick.
But you didn't get sick.
Not me.
Never tell them that story. Did you hear your name?
I heard him. Yeah, everybody got food
You never
poisoning.
get sick. You never get sick.
It was funny. I was
He
walking
out
around.
there.
I was like, "Bring it on! Give me more! Y'all can't eat this." And
It's poisonous, son.
It was funny because they left it out, and the mayonnaise got all messed up. But
We all had full
everybody, mom, all 5 brothers, it was pretty fun.
Everybody had it. The nephews, everybody.
Everyone, nephews, people that was just coming over, it was pretty funny. We had to all these subs. And
Everybody's sick with you.
That's
crazy,
man. I've never had a cold.
You
or
got some
anything.
crazy stuff going on in your gut.
Yeah,
that spirit.
I did walk around when people was doing. I was like, I bind that spirit of sickness. I remember saying,
I bleed the blood of Jesus.
Right. So Dave here, he's a libertarian, and also he's a Christian too. So he's familiar with the binding and the loosing.
Yeah.
Mark was doing it.
I was.
Flying them things into the earth. Flying them in the earth.
It was good. It was good stuff.
Yes, it did.
It was funny. So yeah, we had some fun with that video. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to his channel, but I'll be putting out content, and we try to put like these thought-provoking, the hopeful message, not so much of the race and whatnot, but more hope, man, because it's definitely needed in times like this and whatnot. So and all that good
That's right.
and all that good stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I was very I called because they hear me talk about you all the time. Haven't met Mom though, but I always talk. Yeah, man, she raised not 6 boys but 9 boys, and I still don't know where she
That's amazing.
her job or whatnot. I think that we still had everything we needed and 9 boys, and I'd never seen her go to work or whatnot and stuff. But
And you did it. I hear they all turned out pretty well.
yeah, they're not really good.
That's amazing right there. You did a good job. Well disciplined, right?
There you go.
I heard the Navy beans story too.
Oh God, yeah. I did tell him how you used to punish her with that big yellow pot of Navy beans. That was almost a punishment. Don't.
I'm like, I like Navy beans.
And y'all better not. Yeah, I told him how we would purposely, you were on to us about we would purposely keep the beans out so they would get sour. So you won't have to eat them. Oh, God. And whatnot.
It was a good day.
Yeah, but,
Everybody was good, doing all they doing their thing.
mm-hmm. But yeah, well, I guess the end, but yeah, we were talking, we were, even with the race and whatnot, I guess too, and we're just talking about some of the conversations that, black parents have to have towards, their kids, and that white parents don't have to have and whatnot, and so,
You're right about that.
and I was just telling Dave, I can remember some of the times, some of the conversations, even the one, hey, don't let no one. I remember a conversation you had, you're like, fellas, don't let no one call you out your name. Brown people, you're not this, you are not brown. You're gonna be proud black people, then you're gonna do something with it. I remember that and whatnot. So.
Boy, ain't that south.
So I was telling
And look,
him.
Mark, do you remember when we was living in Philly? But before you came, no, we were still in Philly. But I think you were staying with Rita.
Mm-hmm.
And you called me. It was real late.
Mm-hmm.
And you really made your mother feel so good. Mm-hmm. You said, now I understand. Do you remember that time when you called me?
I think I vaguely remember. I think I do. I do remember. It was
I was
late.
so hard on y'all.
Yes. Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
That is a great feeling when your kids come back and tell you thank you
for being
for-
hard. I do remember
for doing what you did.
He called me. It was
I
like
do
2
remember
o'clock in
that.
the
It
morning.
was.
And
I was going through
And
something.
he told me, he said, Mama, now I understand why you was the way you were. All them fellas,
Yeah.
and I knew that the Lord did not have me to have all them boys for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I birthed 7 sons, got 6 living, and then my husband and I, we raised the 3 nephews along with them.
Right. And
But before my husband came about, it was me, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
yeah, I know. And I was, I even, I explained, yeah, it was, she did that single. I know that, Bubbles, me and David's, how he died, and then I was like, no, it's everyone. No, she did this by herself, man. So,
Yes. Yes.
so it was.
Persevered though. That's enduring right there.
That is the endurance.
And then,
That's the message.
I don't know about all of them, but it seems most of them are pretty successful. I've seen a pastor and a minister. And,
Yeah, he's seen Donnell,
you.
so he hops
Yeah,
on Donnell.
I met the Marine Border Patrol brother. And,
Jeff and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yes. Teachers.
we got teachers.
they all, I mean, you did a great job. My oldest son, he's 24. When he went into the Marine Corps, he calls me up and says, "Dad, I'm so sorry I didn't listen to you. I will never not listen to you again." And I was like,
I know that.
"It's good to hear."
There you go, man. There you go.
Yes.
So Dave, you have any questions for Mom while she's on there?
Oh, jeez. We on the spot.
I opened the Q&A that time. I was telling them, I was like,
The Q&A.
Man,
So-
Mom.
So
She put me out there.
so you had 10 total, right? You said you had 7, and
well,
then
one died at birth.
Yeah, but I had one, and we had one of my granddaughters.
Yeah, Nindy, yeah. I see her page.
Yeah, she's in Arizona right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Her and her two kids, her and one of her two boys.
Oh.
She got the baby boy with her. But yes, it was the 6 sons and the 3 nephews.
Right.
So of the nine that you raised, on a scale of 1 to 9, where would Evolve here fall as far as the challenging kids?
Oh.
The most challenging.
Challenging.
Now, how challenging was he on a scale from 1 to 9? 1 being the easiest kid that you had, and 9 being the toughest, most problem child that you had out of the 9.
Oh, no,
Let's see,
he was
who
never a problem child. He know
I hear talking in the background.
the toughest child is the one that got the toughest one is the one that got in trouble all the time. And that was Antoine.
Antoine.
I can teach the other teacher. Maybe David was the easiest.
Mark, I would rate him.
Maybe
I
David.
can't
David
even
was.
rate him. He wasn't really a problem child.
David was probably your. David was pretty easy.
Nothing except for to Bandit.
Oh, my doggy. I miss Bandit. That was my pit bull.
I'm gonna have to get my mom on Friday now.
Oh, there you go. Now you have to get on. So I can ask. Oh.
I say between 1 and 9. Mark he was like a 3.
3?
Oh,
That's
three.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
So you had 2 others that were better than you.
Look at that. Ouch. David was pretty easy. David didn't say. I think Donnell was easy too. Maybe David and Donnell.
Are they the younger ones?
No, Donnell is right above me.
That is before Mark.
Yeah, Donnell was before me.
Because I noticed Gabriel learns a lot from how much trouble David gets
And
into.
then Mark
Yeah.
always full.
It's like the younger ones watching how much
Right.
trouble the older one gets
You're
into.
like,
Donnell is the third son. And Mark is the 4th. And
See,
him and Donnell would be at it all the time. That was the only problem I
yeah,
had with them two.
me and him would like me and the minister. Me and the pastor.
You're the
we
pastor.
fought.
Wow.
We
But boy,
fought.
you know how Donnell was.
Yes. We fought all the time. All the brothers. Me and the pastor. On the church.
But look, boy, your dad won't say something.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
The only thing Ronnie can say is that you had to have your way.
I haven't had my way.
I can see that.
You was like, I always said back to Mark gonna be the MacGyver.
All right. I'll take that. Okay.
That's true.
That's funny.
He still does. He likes
yeah.
to have his way.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. That's good stuff. Yeah. The string was still laughing.
Mark was real, but by the time he got like when he got to his teens, he was a slick one.
That was a slick one. That was a slick one. There we go. I'll take it. You told my string the other time that I had you told him about my big head, too big for my body.
Oh, the bobblehead? Bobblehead?
Bobblehead. And you talked about my last string.
Call your kids bobbleheads.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
All babies are going to got big heads.
They do.
At some point.
And the knowledge that he would have, the knowledge that Mark has in him, and had in him even when he was younger, he would mess with his Aunt Sandy and other people. Mark know how to, he knew how to take them out there, like what I mean by out there.
Mm-hmm.
They would be listening to him, but they didn't get more understand what he was saying.
Getting them all twisted up.
That's hilarious. What are you talking about?
How they take you way out there. Mark, you remember the last one that you took out there like that? Your Aunt Sandy.
Aunt Sandy. Oh God, yeah, my Aunt Sandy. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
he was over her house. And I told Sam, Sam, leave it alone. I said, because he will take you out there.
What were you talking about? You remember?
I can't remember. I can't remember, but I remember. I remember, but I was but there's this case of Rashad Brooks, and it was a drunker, and it reminded me of Uncle Al, because there's this case. There was this case that just happened a few days ago. The drunker and these cops, they end up shooting him because he was drunk and he was out of his mind and whatnot. So they end up shooting and killing this guy. And I was talking to Dave here just now, and I was saying, man, when people are drunk, you're the sober person. It's your accountability to, because you know what to expect from a drunker. You know they're going to, and I got to thinking from Uncle Al, and the time when I was at Dita's, and I don't know if she ever told you, but he was real drunk and he wanted to fight, and I did at that time. I beat him down. And I don't know if
your uncle? You beat your drunk uncle.
My drunk uncle down. But Dita will tell you. And,
is he old?
He was drunk.
Was he old?
But Uncle Al, he when he's sober, like he does like drop kicks, like flying kicks. You don't mess with him.
Right?
Okay, Al. But I remember because he wanted to box, and I wouldn't say beaten down, but we were boxing, and my hands was faster, and he was just drunk. But
it's hard to fight when you're drunk. That's why I don't understand why drunks like to pick fights.
They love to pick fights. They do, and that's what I was saying. That's why I knew with the story. I was like, you know what to expect. Mm-hmm. And my uncle, I just immediately remembered that story. He wanted to box, he wanted to fight, and whatnot, and it was pretty funny. But Uncle Al, he like does these drop kicks, and it's pretty funny though. But yeah, other than that, Dave, you have anything else? If not,
no, it's nice meeting you though. Nice meeting you both.
I know that's right. I'm so glad it's always good to hear from you, Marco.
I know. Marcos got your
Marco.
She called me Marcos.
Marcos. Marcus. I used to call you Marcus.
You used to call me Marcos. Marcos.
That's what it's spelled.
Marcus. How you think your nieces and nephew?
Oh well, you know what? Cause Shay's right. Shay's we live like right down the street and whatnot. So I'm always, and they're always coming over. They always do. Yeah, they're always doing videos. You see the videos, you can see they always want. When they're not out, they want to come over to Uncle Mark, and cause I've got all the cool stuff and dogs and stuff. And
17 Xboxes.
Yeah, so they want to come over. They want to shoot or just play and just hang out, and they're just at the house. So yeah, I'm always seeing them like and all that good stuff. So I actually just had to get off with the phone. I just called Jeff now and Shay. Alright. Yeah, I had just called Jeff now and whatnot. Okay, but last question, Mom. Who are you voting for?
He's off in that midnight shift.
No, he is still doing the midnight Border Patrol. From what I know, I believe so. Yeah.
Midnight?
Yeah, Border Patrol. He does the overnight thing.
Ugh.
Yeah, ain't that. But last question, who are you voting for? Are you voting for Joe Biden? I told him that the Joe Biden, he was right there. He's our Delaware candidate. We shook hands and we met him a lot. Are you voting Joe Biden or Donald Trump? And what is your...
Joe Jorgensen.
Joe Biden.
Joe, you gonna vote Joe Biden?
Have you looked up Joe Jorgensen yet? Joe Jorgensen, she's the Libertarian candidate for president. Have you checked her out yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go.
Probably want to check
I'll have
her
Marcus here send you her info. You'll like her.
Yeah, she's about individual rights and kind of abolishing some of the systems that kind of enables some of the racism and keeping some of the communities deprived kind of against that and whatnot. So definitely something to... I'll show you.
Okay. What are you talking about, for the running mate?
Yeah,
no, she's running for president.
She's running for president.
What's her name again? So I can be, right? Yeah.
Joe? J-O?
No, she's not with Biden. She's not the woman.
No. Her first...
She's a libertarian.
Yeah. It's if you look at her website is joj2020.com.
There you go. You get that one?
joj2020.com.
Okay.
She's got a PhD.
Okay.
She's got a PhD. She's a lecturer and an entrepreneur, business lady. She could intellectually run circles around Joe Biden. She would. What did she say that you did to your aunt?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would do that to Donald Trump and Joe Biden at the same time.
They wouldn't know. Yeah.
Take them out.
Hey, but write this down. Libertarian Dave. You should watch the cast. We can know a little bit more about kind of the movement and kind of what's out there besides Republican and Democrat and candidates that are actually going to help. I know we're going to be speaking on what's Friday's schedule?
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. So you're speaking on Juneteenth and a little bit of the cop,
Rashad
Brooks and whatnot. So you should tune in.
I became a libertarian because of my Christianity. I found that individual freedom and less government was more in line with, I think, what Christ was trying to teach us. So my religion actually led me to being a libertarian and against both the Democrats and the Republicans. So so my religion is all mixed up in my politics, so as I like to tell people. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see my name, and I have the libertarian torches are actually crosses. So it's kind of my own trademark there. I should trademark.
That's good stuff.
I'm gonna have to get Antoine to
yeah, I'll text.
Cause I'm not really
Right. I always see when you jumping on my videos. I was like, hey, look, she was on. Look, she's on.
My mom does the same thing.
When I see the videos, I share and put it on my post so I can go back and look at it when I want.
All right.
My mom doesn't say nothing unless it has my boys in it. So.
All right.
Hey, how bad do you want Marcus here to have some grandbabies for you?
Oh, dude, no.
What?
I'm not gonna get white. No. You know how that worked out. They always, well, my grandmom, she used to always, get them. My mom used to always get on. She want those grandbabies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mom, that's your grandmother, not me.
Right.
Hey, Mark, I'm gonna have to tell you like I told Donnell.
Okay.
Ronnie looked at me like I was crazy. I said, Mark, Donnell, make sure you drive that car before you buy it.
Oh! Hey, now. That's not what the Bible says.
Oh! That's funny. That ain't what the Bible. He better not. Yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious. That's good stuff. Yeah. All right, man. Oh man, Mama. Oh, she might think I hung up on her, and the phone just.
Oh, you hung up on your mom.
And I did say, all right, then it hangs up.
Be like, he must have got mad about that comment.
Right? Let me just
car driving thing. Maybe Marcus got a little bit more religion. Maybe he got offended and trying to act unbiblical.
And I did say, all right, and then it hangs up.
Call back after we get done.
Yeah.
We're gonna close this thing up, man.
For
It's
sure.
like almost 4
That's
hours.
crazy, dude.
That's funny though. Your mom's funny.
Jeez.
And your dad.
Let me see, clown.
That's good stuff.
There you go.
So yeah, good stuff. Appreciate all the comments and all the love and everything.
For sure. It was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. 4 hours though. It's a little long.
That's a bit.
Nobody's gonna watch this. Not even drama.
We got a clip.
If he does, it's gonna be like, see, if he says, see, y'all mention me every video, then now we know that he watched all the way to the 4 hour mark. Waiting for us to mention him.
Waiting.
Appreciate. I need them numbers,
We
man.
need those. That's watch time. That's
That watch time is what You got the 1,000 subs, but you also got
You gotta have the watch time.
that like
so
4,000
you need a drama on your
the
hand.
4,000 watch
You
time.
need a
too,
4-hour watcher.
Because I need to upload in SD. I mean in HD and
That's
then-
crazy.
and I want that. Actually, I really want that community tab
I'm gonna look into that.
where you can post.
Yeah,
that,
just
where you can
post.
post that community
That's
tab
a
stuff.
big
Because I
thing.
could add stuff to that like all
You
the
can
time.
add and you're like, hey, on live. Hey, this is happening. Hey, did you all see this? You
Yeah.
can just post.
Yeah, just like share like Twitter posts over there to it, and
Yeah.
be like, hey, I'm covering this tomorrow. Hey,
What do
my-
you all
or
think?
yeah. Because there's a lot of times I want to just post comments. I don't want to
Yeah,
go live
or
do
pictures or
something. Yeah.
whatnot, or what you think, or news and whatnot.
Yeah, or just like something really good, like when I found out about the qualified immunity thing. I'd like, hey, you see what Justin Amash is doing, and then I'm gonna cover this next on my next stream or something. You know,
Right.
I think that'd be great. But yeah, let's get off here. Go eat something.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody who stuck around. Shoot, I guess I can look it up here. The scripture. I was going to go over the scripture that is in the description here. A little bit more of this endure scripture, Matthew 24 and 13. But we're going to go back a little bit and talk about what Jesus was actually talking about enduring, because I think it's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Because this is another things that can be, I don't know. See which one it is. Yeah, it's, King James Version is kind of rough, but we'll go with that. So yeah, so Jesus was talking to his disciples on the Mount of Olives, and he started telling them. They asked him, "Tell us, when shall we see these things be?" He's talking about the buildings of temples and stuff, and okay, he's talking about actually the temples being torn down and stuff. And so he says, they said, when shall we see these things that are coming and the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many things shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Actually, I don't, okay, yeah. So there'll be wars and rumors of wars. See that ye not be troubled, and these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes and divers places. I don't know what that is. All these, huh?
Yeah, it's literally different places. Yeah.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
The list.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So of all of that Jesus is talking about, you know, you would think, well, it's taken out of context. But if you actually put it in context with our video, it really makes it seem like, wow, our little race of life is really not much compared to what Jesus is telling us we will endure. But I don't take everything, especially when you take Jesus's words, I don't take them. Jesus's words are meant to expand all time and all situations, because I believe that Jesus was so connected to God, being the Son of God, that he was so connected to God that he both lived within our linear existence but lived outside of time and space as well. So he saw things from both perspectives. So I think in his speaking, that's why I always take, whenever the red letters, when Christ's words, I always take in such a different context, because in his speaking, it is beyond time and space. So he could be talking about something that is happening to you right now, or he could be talking about something that's going to happen in the future. So all these things are parables.
No.
And so this is one of those things. It's a lot of scripture I just went through right there. But if you took line by line through those scriptures, you could literally take pieces of that and apply it to what's going on to things in your life right now. So I encourage you. The whole scripture is about enduring, enduring to salvation. So I just encourage you to read that one. It's really good. That's why I thought I would just expound on the one
Yeah.
scripture that I posted in.
It's good.
It's in the description on the Endure video if you want to go look at it. So that's it. We're going to wrap it up.
As always, KIP and endure.
KIP Endure. We love you all. Love your neighbor. God bless you. And have a terrific rest of your week.
It's fun. Boom.